Welcome to D&D with THC. This is episode 13 of the Lost Mines of Phandelver. We'll kick it over to our DM, Jared. Take it away, Jared.
All right, thank you. So last time you guys ventured off, you had a lengthy and hard-fought battle with a very large group of orcs, as well as some orc chiefs and a very large and angry ogre. You managed to, by way of your war tactics, as well as by some very well-timed and well-placed healing, you managed to defeat your foes. And with the help of your zombies. However, coming back to your caravan after the fight, just to make sure you didn't venture into the cave in a hurt fashion, you managed to go into the. You come back to your cart to find your other zombie that you left there to guard that cart with a caved-in head and your Mars with a severe injury. Your intrepid Pino decided to try and heal the Mars, managed to heal it, but the Mars was not sticking around for any more fun and ran off into the woods along with as well his companion. So Rocky and Bullwinkle are gone. You guys are now left with a total of two of your death companions. You guys are taking a camp for the night, and I need someone to roll a d20.
Sure.
Well. Right. Oh, who's? I'm going to take Richter's.
Come on now.
I'm going to take Richter's.
I'm going to take yours.
Pino rolled first.
Interesting. Okay, so, who is taking watch this night?
I guess Richter.
Richter, are you taking first watch?
Yeah, I'll take first watch and summon elf, and I only really need to meditate for 2 hours to sleep.
4 hours.
2 patterns of 2. I don't know. I just read it. It says they sleep twice for 2 hours a day.
Okay, so you while you're awake, bear with me here. While you're awake, you start to sort of hear things. You start to hear some sounds throughout the woods. They're not necessarily natural. Well, they're natural. They're just movement. You're hearing a lot of movement and in the trees around you. Nothing really alarming. Make a perception check. So 13. So you notice the trees around you are starting to move around. You feel like wisps past your head over and over again, but you can't quite place exactly what they are.
Are they harmful?
Nothing's hurt you so far. They're just sort of alarming, I guess, more than anything.
And they're wisps?
Yeah, it's almost like something's flying past your ear and then stopping and then flying past your ear and then stopping.
Am I able to catch them in something I have, like a bottle? Am I able to catch one of them?
You can certainly try.
How big are they?
You don't know. It's just like your hair gets sort of flipped up over and over again. It's almost like small bats or birds are flying past your head.
Yeah, can I try to catch one in my hands?
Yes, you could certainly try and catch one in your hands. Make a sleight of hand check. You're looking for a 15 or higher. Actually, no, sorry. For these guys, an 18 or higher.
Oh, wow. I got 10.
So you sort of cup out with your cup. What you do here as it whisks by and you sort of cup your hand, you hear a
So that gives me the inkling that they're not good, right? Doesn't sound like a happy person laugh.
That would generally be that is for your character to determine.
How far away is everybody from me?
Everybody seems to be pretty well tight knit around fire.
I'm gonna take a walk up this way, just to see if they're still they're coming from this direction.
Okay, so you make your way up there.
Checking the bushes and stuff.
You're gonna sort of protect yourself in the bushes.
I'm gonna check them to see if they're like.
Oh, you're gonna check the bushes. Nothing flying out of those bushes in particular. Make another perception check.
$18.
18. So nothing coming out of those bushes, but you are starting to see almost like bat-like figures. You're starting to get a little bit more of an idea of their size and shape. They sit, around. No, sorry. No, that's not what I wanted at all. Just give me a second here, guys.
I've actually been playing with the wrong guy at that time, but the sleight of hand is the same, and my perception is just a little higher.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, no worries there. So you you start to see around your crew more of these things. You can't exactly pinpoint what they are, just sort of swipping back and forth. Another thing you notice is that in the time sort of that you've taken to look at and pay attention to a lot of the goings on that's happening to you, you've failed to notice that you sort of look around your teammates there. You're noticing that one is missing. You're one shy all of a sudden. Ganja does not seem to be anywhere in the area, which is kind of concerning to you especially.
I'm gonna walk back to the fire and wake up Dad.
Okay, so you walk back over to the fire. How are you waking him up?
I'm gonna say, hey, Ganja's missing, and these things are flying all over. You know what they are?
I'm gonna kind of look around and maybe do a perception check.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
14.
So you all of a sudden are seeing things wisp around you again. They're sporadic, but they're still there. You're finding that. So with a 14, you look down in your pockets where there once was gold, and you're noticing that your pockets are sitting a little lighter for some reason.
I'm gonna look back at him and say, "Somebody stole my money. I wonder if Ganja robbed us and dipped."
Can I try to cup one again while he's talking? Try to catch
Certainly.
one?
Yeah.
Try to catch them off guard?
And at the same time, can I make an Arcana check to see if there's any magic in the area?
Yeah, go for it. So you manage to, so you reach out and you manage to catch one in your hand.
I'm gonna say, Dab, I got one.
You take. Oh, you only take 1 point of. You take 1 point of piercing damage as it bites you when you open your hands and it flies back out.
Oh, what the fuck, Dab! I had one.
And then I did a fairly decent Arcana check.
You know that there's something magical in the air. You're starting to see now, as you guys are paying attention more, you're starting to see a trail of dust, almost like sparkly dust, follow these things back and forth.
How about, can I wake up because this guy is clapping trying to catch these things?
It's not exactly very loud. You guys are pretty relatively decent sleepers.
I'll wake everybody up after they bite.
Yeah, at this point,
Okay,
I think we've determined that there's I'd wake everybody up, or as everybody's waking up, I'd explain, saying, "Listen, we got some magic in the air. This shit flying around in Ganja's mission. Check your pockets. I'm missing gold. Has everybody got their gold?"
think I'm a little lighter than I was.
Yeah, check my
All of
pockets for sure.
So all of you, so actually everybody roll perception rolls then.
Everybody that just woke up, or everybody, period.
I think everybody who just woke up is everybody.
That is true.
Oh wow, you guys are not very perceptive tonight.
No, we're not doing good, man.
Hold on, let me try.
What's happening?
Let's see if Gideon is.
Sorry, I haven't been on this shit in a while. I forgot where it was. Perception? $13?
All right, so Gideon, you're starting to notice that you're sitting a little light. Everybody notices that they're sitting a little light. Gideon, you notice it's only like by a couple coins. Interestingly enough, for you specifically. But all of you are waking up now and starting to sort of see these wisping creatures go back and forth amongst you. None of you are getting hurt necessarily, except obviously for Richter.
So now I'm gonna make mention and say, it looks like they're creating a trail, and it looks like it's heading in that direction.
Yo, I have a suggestion. I still have one net. Should we try to catch him?
I don't know. Was I able to look at the one that Richter caught real quick, or was Richter able to look at it before it bit him to
You
see how
may have
big
been
they
able-
were?
So it's about the size of Richter's hand, and Richter, as you sort of felt it in your hand, it felt like it had more of a human structure to it. It didn't feel like insect-like. It felt more like it. You felt a definitive set of heads, a head, a torso. It had wings that
Like a
fluttered
fairy.
that fluttered inside of your hands.
So it
Yeah.
definitely sounds like something that could be caught by Gideon's net. I would say, yeah, go for it, Gideon.
Well, so I'm just looking up the net. Does it catch small? Or,
Oh, I don't know. I was just asking. I don't know what it does. I just was taking a shot in the dark.
I just want to see if a net can actually capture tiny creatures. No, or large or smaller creature. Yeah. Go ahead.
While he's doing that,
I turn. Go ahead.
no, go for it.
I was going to ask you to help me to do something, so you go ahead first.
I just want to know if do we hear anything? Are they making any kind of sounds, like noises,
Yeah.
like talking?
Louder and louder, you're starting to hear those sort of mini cackles that Richter was hearing before. You're just saying.
Hey, you take the other side, and I toss one side to him, and we'll hold it up and catch him in the air, mate.
I look at Deb, I look back at you, and he says, so we're going to try this again.
Not the same situation, genius.
We got this. Let's
We
catch
just
one.
hold it up like a sail, and catch him in the net.
Yeah, I don't like how these things are sounding. Let's definitely fucking capture one as fast as we can.
You throw the net out in a wide format. All of a sudden, you just hear you hold that net out in sort of amongst everybody. You're starting to hear that wisp past your head and past your head. All of a sudden, you feel an immense pressure in the net, and you feel the net start to shake. But you don't see anything in the net. You're just seeing the net shake, and you're sort of seeing it pulse and pull in one particular area.
Come on, mate. Let's cinch him up. I want to try to wrap the net around the spot that's gyrating.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so you wrap it around this area that's gyrating. Again, it almost looks like a creature is basically bounding around inside of it, but you're not seeing anything inside there. You're only
Yeah, I'm
seeing
gonna
a trail of glittery dust just jump around inside.
I'm
Don't
gonna
worry,
pull,
mate. I don't give a shit what he is. He'll eventually tire himself out.
I'm gonna pull some rope out and tie it in a knot around the net. Try to keep it tight.
Okay.
Yeah. What the hell is?
Before you do that, are you any good with knots, mate? Because I'm a dab-hand at it, mate.
Well, I could tie a basic knot.
Okay.
So while you guys are talking, this thing is still bounding around inside of the net, just begging for escape. Obviously not saying anything. Sorry, it's just bounding around
Where's
inside.
the neck?
I'm gonna talk to it. Maybe if you calm down a bit, mate, we could talk about letting you out of there.
And you just hear a loud. At which point I need Gideon and Pino to both make dexterity saving throws.
Gotta be high. I'm looking around for real dice.
Okay, so
Kevin?
both Gideon and Pino hear. Oh, sorry, that was Pino's dexterity saving throw.
Got you coming right now. I swear, 13 is my number of the day. What the
13 is your number of the day. So the two of you feel like two rushes of wind come over you. You sort of hear it coming, and you sort of duck, and this trail of dust ends up just above your heads, and wisps away.
Okay, so there's a lot more of these fucking creatures. This thing's not talking to me. I think we need to try to knock this thing out. Whatever's in this bag, we gotta do something to make it fucking visible. It can't stay invisible the whole time. Give it a kick, Gideon.
Mate,
Boot the thing.
I don't want to kill him. I want to negotiate with him, mate. What the fuck?
But you can knock him out with a foot.
He's the size of my foot. He'll die.
I don't think he understands us. I look down at it. Can you understand
I
us?
haven't been able to talk to him, mate. This is a bit of a hectic situation.
So who's going down and talking to him? Like, who's sort of reaching down?
Well, I'm not reaching down. I'm looking back.
Well, I don't know shit about magic, so I think that anybody speak magical Swahili? I'm not sure.
I say in Druidic, do you understand me?
You just hear.
I think this
So-
thing is evil.
At this time, I see the commotion. At this time, I see the commotion.
Animal. Lex. I'm not Lex. I'm sorry.
Richter.
Richter?
Richter. Yes, I'm sorry. Richter. Don't you speak to animals? Can't you try to speak to this thing?
They're human. They're like humanoid. They're not animal.
Oh. Are you sure they said that? He said that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't
Well,
talk to them,
at
right?
this
That-
time, at this
can't
time,
use
I'm gonna see the commotion going on, and I'm gonna see they got something trapped to their neck, but I'm able to see what it is, and then maybe doing an Arcana check on it to see if I can understand it better.
Jared, I can't talk to this guy with speak to animals, right?
You can certainly try. Can't really necessarily see it. What are you trying to do, Dab?
Just an Arcana check on whatever's in their net.
You can do so yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check. At the same time, Pino, make a Nature check.
Okay.
25.
Oh, Dab, you recognize this as a pixie. And at the same time, Pino comes to the same realization. It's invisible. It's leaving a trail of dust. You recognize this as a pixie. Pixies are generally pretty mischievous. They make their homes in wooded areas. Generally don't come out to fight. But if you do corner one, they can be relatively dangerous with very strong magic. So they, and many fae.
I say, could you understand me in Sylvan?
And all of a sudden you hear, I don't wish to speak to you.
Why don't you want to speak to us?
You caught me in a net. I am not happy being in a net.
You woke me up. I'm not happy getting up out of my sleep.
And you robbed my gold, you little shit.
And gain the ability to decipher their noise.
You speak Sylvan too, Dab?
Advantage.
Nope.
At which point,
What do I
yeah,
speak?
I don't even think this gives it the opportunity. So, okay, so right now I'm going to sort of put a net on the thing. I need everybody to sort of tell me where they are. I'm going to
I'll
put
be-
a net down here.
Beside Gideon. I'd say it's pretty close to him.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty well what we got
Alright.
going on.
So this is the net. All right, so I'm going to take out so the bonfire is here. We'll put the net right there then. So then, all of a sudden, you just see a puff of magic sort of leave the net, and out of the net, you see all of a sudden you just hits Dab square in the chest, and Dab just all of a sudden you see him just start to shrink. And I mean, Dab's already small as it is, and you see Dab start to shrink and shrink and shrink, and all of a sudden some fur starts to pop out from Dab's skin. A massive bushy tail pops out the end of Dab, some large rodent-like teeth. Dab has now been turned into a squirrel.
Okay, so tell your pal if he doesn't turn Dab back, we're gonna kill him. Because I'm pretty sure his spell will drop maybe if we kill him.
All of a sudden,
He's back?
I need Gideon, Pino, Richter. So I'm assuming all of you, if you're all in this sort of orientation, I need all 4 of you, except for obviously Dab, to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so as we're doing this, can I tell them? I'm letting them know what the thing said to me.
Oh, Gideon, you managed to dodge right out of the way, no problem at all. So not the time to use that 20, but okay.
For some reason, I'm not rolling on screen.
I saw it.
I didn't.
Okay, so Richter, Pino. So all of you managed to duck once again. You're starting to gather the numbers that you're dealing with here. It feels like you've got about at least 4 of them around you with one in the net. Again, I go on. You know that pixies are pretty dangerous when cornered. You don't necessarily want to mess with them. More so, you prefer to make some sort of deal with them or a barter of some sort. However, they can be defeated. I mean, they are not very high in health, and when you kill one, it's fairly easy. However, you can almost like bees, you can tend to disturb a nest of them, and they are very strong spellcasters while they are alive.
Yeah, so you're gonna say to me, what do you want from us? Do you want to make a deal? Do you want? I'm pretty sure you've taken some of our gold and possibly one of our friends.
Friends for payment. You stay in the woods, not for free.
Who are we paying to?
And you just you can't see this, but you just hear a worried voice, or sorry, a worried like panted voice. And all of a sudden, you start hearing all of the other sort of animals start to sort of whisper back and forth. Just shut up, don't tell them anything, shut up.
Why don't y'all come out and talk instead of flying around? If we can let you out of this net, I mean, we just want our money back, and we want what's best for both of us, for all of us.
Make a
The money, mate. That's a damn squirrel.
Sorry, you have an advantage on charms, don't you, Pino?
Yeah.
You just can't be charmed, period.
Advantage against being charmed, and magic can't put me to sleep.
Magic can't put you to sleep. Okay, so they're gonna cast, one of them flying past you right now is going to cast. Jesus, where the hell is the word that I'm looking for here? Sorry.
So, quick question too. I'm pretty sure you told us to take the long rest at the end of the last session. Do we have our long rest?
Yeah, so this would have been near the morning.
Okay, so I'm just making sure before I change my spell. By the way, I'd already planned on changing my entangle spell out. So
yeah. So all of a sudden, you just see a flash of magic hit the square around you. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw, and I think you get advantage on it. Pino, I believe Richter might get advantage on it. Oh no, Richter wouldn't get advantage on it.
Yeah, Elves. His class gives it to him. I was racing, I'm pretty sure. So let me get rid of this spell real quick. And,
all right. So, let's 69.
we're talking about this before.
Do I gotta make it as well?
I got a
you do as well, Dab.
Do I still get an advantage?
Wisdom saving throw, and Dab, I don't know. Do you make charm spells at advantage?
I do, but I'm a squirrel.
That's fine. You have all your same abilities, just not your same spell casting abilities. So you
17?
have the attacks of a squirrel. So this is it uses its charisma, which is so 17 just makes it.
Yes.
Richter, you're unaffected.
So as this happens, I'm gonna say fuck this,
Unaffected.
and
Do I need to roll another one?
Yeah, it looks like it. I didn't see your wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I got it. Let's see.
I got a nat
So-
20.
so right after that, save, I'm gonna cast this spell centered on myself.
Fairy fire. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue and green or violet light. Any creature in the area
Green.
that spell is cast is
You know,
in a line of flight. So a
We were
20
talking about this
cube-
before, Al.
You are such a good fucking D&D player, bro.
I mean, so as bad as I just said I wanted to change that spell, as soon as we started this session, I was changing that spell out, thinking about if we had this long rest or not. I had Entangle. I haven't used it in a bunch of sessions. I was changing it anyway.
Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it. Wow. Okay. Well, that's great. So yeah, and that's a 20-foot cube around you. So if you can just put a guy in the middle and sort of put that up, just so I know roughly where they are, because I had them in place here. So let's see where they sit.
So actually, I put it around me. So 20.
Gideon, that was your wisdom save too? Wow.
Yeah.
So everyone passed the wisdom save. Very nice.
So that's what the 20-foot cube says for the aura.
Yeah, you catch 4 out of the 5. So all of a sudden you see this. You put this massive aura out, this outline, all of a sudden outlined in blue. You start to see 4 bodies, one inside the net, bounding around this beautiful, almost like a beautiful small woman, sitting inside of your net, sort of bounding back and forth and clawing at the walls. What did I just throw you to?
So I think this is actually what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, background music.
Hey, Jared, real quick, because I put a 20-foot aura on this, and I think that's actually radius. And this is a 20-foot cube, right?
And you at the center. You should be at the center.
Yeah, I can't really. It's off by one side, right? So I'm figuring.
Yeah.
I'm look. 1, 2. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, I'm at the center. You're right. 5, 10, 15, 20. It's even 25. It's even too big.
Yeah, the 20-foot cube doesn't really help you in the middle of the wilderness when things are flying around you.
I think this cube's even too big for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, you got it 1 square too big. Yeah, that's funny.
So, centered on me. I can't put it square. Whatever. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
No,
no, that's fine.
We'll just put that there. Fuck it.
Oh, there's okay. I'm taking away the net now. So you have this one, and so you do still manage to bring out 2 of them. One is sort of sitting right behind Richter's head, because that would still be a 20-foot radius, roughly. I mean, just about 20-foot cube. And then the others, there's another one that sits obviously in the net. The third one being right on the corner here. And sorry, I just have to get to my GM layer. Bring her out. There. So this one, the third one sitting on the corner here, you can see these bluish forms sitting around them, and they're just sort of fluttering in the air. Currently, the ones here and here, the one in the middle obviously fighting to get out of the net, the ones here and here sort of waiting and fluttering around you. They look down. You see all of a sudden these figures look down and then look around and start to try and fly away. They're going to start making their way out of the circle. You can still see the bluish sort of trail sitting on them because it sort of sticks to them. But you're no longer they're no longer hidden. Yeah.
Gideon's traveled all over as a pirate. You know, pirates have lore about shit like this. Like the magical people don't like certain things. Can I roll history to see if I can remember something about it?
Certainly can. I mean, you wouldn't have encountered a lot of Fae in your travels, but you can
Are
certainly
we in
try.
combat? Did we roll? Did we roll yet?
Nothing yet. You guys haven't necessarily initiated any combat per se. You threw a spell up to try and see if you could see them. We can certainly roll for initiative if that's what y'all are looking to do.
I want to negotiate first. You're
Oh yeah, the point of this was definitely just to make it so that he doesn't feel hidden anymore,
Yeah, let's
or
negotiate.
she.
So this one inside, all of a sudden you see the two outside. They sort of look down, they look up, they look panicked. They go to just bolt away. The other one you can see sort of looks up, completely panicked, no longer looking out. Not much they can do there. You see, that's going to be it. Pretty much it for her. What do you guys want to do at this point? You see the two of them starting to fly away.
So I'm the only one that can speak to it, I guess. Friggin', I'm gonna look at it and say, listen, I can see you. We can all see you. I can keep this up all day. Why don't you talk to us? I mean, you're in the net because we have shit missing and you woke us up abruptly. If you want to talk, we want to talk
and our
too.
friend's a fucking squirrel.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is too. And we want our fucking friend change back.
Friend squirrel being very funny, but
Hilarious.
tribute. We must pay tribute. We must give over. We must give over to Papout. And then all of a sudden you hear the rest of them go, shh.
Who in the fuck is Papout? Have you guys heard of Papout?
The animal, cloven hooves, long nose, spiky horn on its head. It ruins our lives and runs these areas.
Spiky horn on its head?
Well, maybe if you. Oh no, I don't understand. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I'm basically repeating as he says it. Basically word for word.
So this bloke Papout is controlled of this area.
This is his territory. We must pay tribute.
So you came up there asking for it. You have our friend. You have our friend. Did you take him?
We merely gave him over to Papout. Did what we must.
Gave him? Oh my God!
You did what you must. I mean, it sounds like you're not on great terms with this guy.
My great sword at her inside the net. I don't want to use it. I just want to like sort of try to intimidate.
I say, yeah, I'm gonna keep my hand. I'm gonna say, hold on. I'm gonna say,
bitch, mate. Your treachery knows no bounds.
This doesn't sound like a friend of yours. I mean, you're saying that our friends with this Papout. Maybe we need to go to this Papout.
Not friends with this Papout. Not friends. Papout no keep friends. Papout no need friends. Papout requires tribute. Requires sacrifice.
So
he's going to try to sacrifice our boy to our boy. Well, maybe we should just let him, to tell you the truth, mate. He hasn't been particularly trustworthy lately.
Anybody got any walnuts?
I dropped Dab a piece of bread because I understand what he wants.
You drop it down to Dab. All of a sudden, Dab just sort of jumps on it and starts.
No, I don't even jump at it. I look at the bread. I look up at him. I look at the bread. I look up at him, and I shake my head and just fucking walk.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Snub the bread.
I pick it up and eat it.
Just as much as a snob as he was before now, isn't he?
He sure as hell is. So, we need to get this guy back here. Sounds like we need to go make a visit to this fucking Papout guy. Like, why don't you change him back and we'll talk?
Mate. We're not going to see Papout until she turns Dad back from being a fucking squirrel first. Then we can talk about going to see Papout.
Well, I'm trying something more than a sword to the throat, but
I'm gonna mate with Papout. I'm gonna give him a mate.
I jump into Pino's
we have a long-term plan.
I jump into Pino's pouch full of Mary Jane's root, just start gnawing on Mary Jane's root while I'm in there.
Oh my God.
Okay. You fucking... What do you mean?
That's great. So I just want to point out this is happening because you guys are talking. All of a sudden you see the squirrel just sort of bound around, and at which point you see it hops up into to to Pino's sack. Pino's still trying to have a conversation, and all of a sudden you just see this squirrel just burrowing around. There's leaves and bits of bud flying out of the actual pack, and all of a sudden you like look inside, and there's just this fattened squirrel lying on its back, just ever so chill in the pouch.
Fucking eating all my weed. I gotta pull him out by his tail and throw him on the fucking thing I'm talking to. And I said, "Do something about this fucking squirrel."
And then, at this point in time, the fairies or the pixies in front of you just giggling, just. And the funny part is, that's not even the squirrel in him doing this. At which point,
no, I know it's not.
If you will take Papout out of our lives, protect us, give us back our lands, I would be happy to change your friend back.
I'm gonna get.
No, you gotta change him back now.
Do you need this tiny thing?
Yes, we need him. Of course we need him.
We're down one person because you stole our friend.
And you turned over our other friend as a sacrifice. You didn't even offer us a good price for him.
Did not steal, merely borrowed.
You don't borrow
I'm
things you
repeating.
plan to sacrifice, miss.
I repeat.
You don't borrow people. Who are you, Alexander Hamilton?
I repeat.
That was so weird.
Wow. Just wow.
I think I'm gonna say, listen, change him back now, and we can go find your non-friend.
How am I to know? How are we to know that you are honorable? And actually, with this point,
Honorable.
they're going to cast detect. I need everybody to make a. What kind of spell save do you get? Never mind. It doesn't look like you get a spell save. So I need to ask all of you honestly: are you planning on going to Papout and helping these guys out?
It's probably fucking
And
loaded.
much have to because you gave our friend to him.
I don't care if this thing lives or dies. I just want to know where to go.
Okay, so you all of a sudden you hear whispers and sort of like a mumbled talk from farther away, outside of the area that you guys can see right now, and you hear something along the lines of truth. We'll do what they have to, but truth. In which case you hear, we have found you to be true. We have found you to be truthful and honest. Fine, your friend you can have back. But in order to get to the other, you must take out Papout, defeat him, give us back our areas, give us back our lands.
And what else is that worth to you?
Papout has a large stash. As you know, we take things to him. We give things, we sacrifice. There are many things there for you to have.
I'm sure you keep a little on the side. You seem like crafty little creatures.
We do not keep any but what we need. Do not overstep your bounds. We can still give you off the
Bounds me.
Let's get this net off this. You know, I can take my fucking friend back from a squirrel if you want this net off here.
At which point, you see just a massive, a little.
Wait, where? He's out of my pouch already, right?
Yeah, he threw him on the ground. Remember?
Just making sure.
Yeah, at which point you see this little flash of magic come from behind you and actually hit the squirrel. The squirrel starts to bulge up. The head first, Dab's head comes out first.
Oh man, that's
Wobbly
bad.
head falling around on a bushy tail. All of a sudden, the tail goes away. The body comes back, and Dab is sitting there just completely like, and a little bit stunned, still sort of chewing very quickly on its almost like a gnaw.
That 15
have
Arcana
fun.
check is to tell my zombie to go over there and give the pixie that turned me a whack. And as this is happening, I'm going to tell him, of course they need me. Who else can control the dead?
Make a, what was it, an Arcana check?
I made it.
Arcana
I made it.
check.
Yeah, that was the
Okay, you
Arcana
made it.
check
So-
for it.
Okay, so he walks over, you just hear, so everybody's seeing this zombie walk towards this net. Is anybody doing anything?
I'm gonna
I'm not
yank
gonna-
up the net off the ground.
I'm
No,
not-
Dab.
That's not trying to kill. I'm not trying to kill it. I'm just
So
trying to
I'll warn you. So you would
I'll
have
pluck-
known this.
pluck
you would
one
have
of
known
its
this based
fucking
off your
wings
check.
out.
Yeah, you would have known this based off your check, and Pino knows this as well. Pixies only have 1 health point.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not gonna fucking try to whack. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna make the zombie like go to grab it, but kind of like its fingers hit the ground and it just kind of cups it. And I'll say, "Who else? Who? Of course they need me. Who else is gonna control the dead?" And then as that pixie shudder, and the zombie will release it and let it fly away.
Okay, so the pixie gets out and goes, "This was not nice." The zombie came up and pulled it out of the net. Is what I thought he said.
Yeah.
So the zombie just sort of walks up, opens up the net. The pixie goes to fly away. The zombie sort of takes its hands down, almost like a smash, and then all of a sudden you see the zombie pick it up and then open it up his hands. The pixie flies out and goes, "Not nice, not showing honor, not showing niceness."
And niceness not turning people into fucking squirrels. Although I did enjoy my treat while I was in squirrel form.
Just because he fucking see.
The revenge was important, Dave. I planned to keep her in the net until we were done with this business.
We'll be fine. It's gonna lead us to where we need to go anyway, and I'm gonna look at the pic. I'm gonna look at Pino to relay the message to lead the way.
Yeah. I'm gonna say which direction.
At which point you're just gonna give me 1 second here. For some reason, this is being a bit of a dick. Where are you? So the pixie sort of turns to you and goes, "Now your heart is true. You mean what you say. We will take you." And they just sort of start fluttering, and they say, "How can you follow?" And then he looks down and then looks back up, and you see again. You're not seeing a face here. You're just simply seeing a movements of a body, and the body just sort of looks down, looks back up, and goes, "Oh." At which point, you sort of see the pixie start to make its way off. So, exactly how is everybody planning for this? How is
Are
everybody
these
set up?
pixies leading us away from the mouth of this cave, or towards it?
You fuck.
Yes, they're leading you in a different direction. It's a bit. Remember, you're not too far away from a large cliff. They're just leading you to a different area of the cliffside.
Yeah, but we never went in and checked that cave out, so I'm kind of thinking maybe we should do that first before we go on our little adventure here.
We can't exactly leave this guy in the care of whatever the fuck they're scared of.
This is true. But we just met that guy, and he tried to kill us already. So.
Is that what we're doing? Because I'm with that. Last time I was all for just letting him stay where the fuck he was. He literally said we should trust him, though he loses control while he uses the sword.
Yeah.
Those were his statements, man. He said we should trust him, but he loses control when he uses the sword, and it's totally his choice to still use the sword.
He's at least been helpful lately.
Either way, I kind of want to know what's in that fucking cave if we're missing out on some shit before we dip out of here.
It's only been a day. I mean, I don't think another group of fucking bandits are gonna go there knowing that shit is still supposed to be there.
Well, then ask the pixies, Pino, if we're going so far away, or how far away we're going, or if we'll be able to come back here and check this out afterwards.
Yeah, I asked how long of a distance, how long of a travel.
Approximately 1 day's hike.
And then
So 1 day to fuck around, day to come back. That's at least 3 more days.
I don't know. I'm with you all, but we could be missing. We really didn't get fuck all for wiping out a whole cave full of orcs. You'd think they'd have.
Well, you're a
something.
gnome. You sacrifice things, don't you? How long do you usually wait? How long do you marinate your sacrifice?
And I suppose orcs don't really keep very much personal possessions. There really is no such thing as riches to them. Nasty folk.
Sure, they've probably got a hoard of gold.
Pino, make a nature check on that one.
I'm gonna say, since you said the fact that it was odd they didn't have anything. Fuck my nature check. How about a remembrance check for what the DM's words were last week?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
know,
They
you-
said that they didn't want nothing because they were focused on the battle.
Now,
No, the DM said that it was weird that they had nothing on them, so I'm assuming that was their stash
so,
cave.
Oh.
with that check, you sort of think back to what you know about orcs, and you're like, yeah, you're probably right. Orcs are generally poor.
I guess it wasn't
There's
strange.
quite a bit of orcs, mate. I want to take my chances and look. I am not a charity worker.
How far away was it again? It's not a day from where we are, right? It's pretty
No,
relatively close.
the wyvern tour is like it's like a 20-minute hike. Like you guys can get there. No,
Yeah, all right. Fuck that, Phase. We need to make a pit stop. We left something in a cave over here real quick. What do you
Hey,
thought was?
your friend could be eaten alive at any minute.
Well, it's a day's travel. 20 minutes, 30 minutes out of the day isn't going to hurt. We'll just jog a little.
And then all of a sudden you just see, like, all of a sudden the pixie turns back to you and goes, "You're evil."
Never said we were good.
I am chaotic good.
And he, so you guys make your way over. All of a
It's
sudden,
critical, man.
yeah. All of a sudden you see Richter. You make a perception check, Richter, real quick.
I have another idea.
Womp, womp.
Richter, all of a sudden in your ear, you just hear a whisper. You have no idea where it's coming from, but you hear a whisper. How did you catch us? Did you hear that, Richter?
Yeah, I'm not gonna respond.
Okay. All right. All right. So you guys, you make your way back towards the Wyvern Tor. As you make your way back, you just see you hear the pixies just start to almost like they're looking around and they're just. You can't see their faces, but you see that they're like taken aback by the carnage in front of them. They go. You hear you Pino here. You did all of this?
And we will do more.
Hey, all in a day's work.
You,
We can
you
say
made
who
your-
you steal from, mate.
You may not be, so he's gonna. How is he gonna say this? Let's see.
As he's talking to me, I'm going to
Okay. All of a
just
sudden
walk
you-
into the cave.
Yeah. So as you guys walk through all of this, this carnage, you hear the after the pixie had asked you that, you say all in a day's work. He goes, "You may not have to be sacrifices after all. I mean, you surely can beat Papout."
Well, you don't make me comfortable, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Into the cave. Let's hurry up with
All right.
this.
So I'll take you guys over to your cave. You guys make your way past the massive orc that has the massive ogre that has its chest carved open.
This one?
You make your way past. Oh no, the ogre is right up here.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
took his heart.
Yeah. You make your way past all of the dead
Oh.
orcs that sit in your place. The pixies just turn and go, "We will not enter the cave. Too many caves, too many problems for pixies."
Afraid of small spaces, but you're so tiny.
Papout lives in a cave. I will not make the same mistake again.
Is this Papout's cave?
Of course not. This is the Orcs' cave. Orcs live here. Papout lives there. Orcs
Okay.
have their territory. Papout has his. Papout sees that orcs are dead. Papout wants to grow territory.
So we should be fast about this. Can I look around, make sure nothing's... Can I hear anything in the cave?
Just a few drips of water and things like that. Richter, what are you up to?
I'm just following the gang,
Okay.
trying to stay
All right,
in the middle
so-
of everybody.
You guys make your way into this cave. It's a rather deep cave. You're starting to see some smoldering fires. I don't know if it's coming through to you guys. You're starting to see some smoldering fires and, small amounts of remnants of weaponry and things of the like. Is that actually coming? Oh, no,
Fog's on.
There we go. Is the full fog on?
No, it's just the black screen stuff.
You gotta reveal.
Oh, now it's all on.
One are all black.
There we go.
Now we're getting sections.
So as you guys make your way into the cave, I need you all to make a perception check. So as you fucking A, Gideon, Pino. So as you guys make your way into the cave, you see a one orc that has had its body completely eviscerated inside, and it's just sitting there bloodied. You gather, fuck me. So the only person that really gets it is Pino. Richter, make a perception check real quick. You're a ranger.
Did you shut the music off?
Nope, it's still running. Got quieter, but
What did you say, see about this body? It's just mangled?
it's eviscerated. Like it's been almost like it's been it's so given your perception, I still need Richter to make his perception check.
Yeah.
Oh, that was an 8, never mind. No, that was his perception check?
No, that was before.
Yeah, Richter's still gonna make his. Richter.
What'd you
gotta
say?
make you gotta make a perception check. I gotta start involving Richter. I gotta give him something to do. All right. So fucking A. So Pino, you seem to be the only one that gathers that this body, and it looks like it's been clean. It's been opened. Like it looks like it's been eviscerated, and it's the body. This body is fresher than all of the other bodies outside.
Okay, so I gather that this has happened recently.
Correct.
Okay,
Now,
so
closer examination of the body shows like massive massive puncture wounds throughout the body, and the entire middle has just been ran up and then sort of opened.
okay, so am I putting 2 and 2 together that these looks like the wounds that the creature they were telling me about would be making?
So you know this wound quite well. This is a very common wound pattern from a unicorn attack.
Oh shit. What else do I know about unicorns?
You can make a nature check to find out. So unicorns generally they were put on this earth by deities. Generally, they were meant to be put on this earth to protect the good and ward away evil. However, some have been twisted, and their meaning on this earth been turned by the evil deities that live around. They are forest lords. They are the unicorn's forest is a celestial realm. Basically, when you go inside of one of their caves or one of the darker ones always live in caves. The good ones obviously live throughout in forests. You'll notice, that time stands still when you're around a unicorn cave or around a unicorn's lair of any kind, and it can be very daunting to walk in as a mortal, mainly because these are celestial beings of a sort that will tend to have open flames, and you tend to get confused very easily. As you walk in, a unicorn's lair can be the size of a small hole and feel like it's a massive labyrinth. They have a very, very strong innate spellcasting ability, and generally are very tough to track down given their ability to go invisible.
Okay. Do I know if their blood's worth any money? Is it magical?
Their blood is worth so that would be another nature check, just to sort of actually make that a survival check. So much more
I'm definitely cutting the head off of this fucking thing too.
Oh, we're taking that fucking horn. Fucking survival check, you said, or nature?
Survival.
But even better. Oops. So, if I drink it, will I live forever? But I have to keep drinking it.
No, Harry Potter.
That's why I'm
with a 19. With a 19, you know the
24.
with the 24, you know the two good things that a unicorn can give is its horn and blood. Its horn is extremely, well, I wouldn't say extremely expensive. It's pretty expensive and relatively rare, but very difficult to remove properly. Requires a lot of care and a lot of time. The blood, obviously easier, but it has a cheaper price tag.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell that to the guys. I'm gonna say, make sure we don't destroy the horn, and let's bleed this thing like I don't know, something.
A stuck pig.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. But yeah, I'm gonna say let's make some money out of this. We're dealing with a fucking unicorn here, boys, and I think you got to this before we had the chance.
Magical creature, mate. I don't think it's just gonna be so easy to kill it.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna be so hard.
Have we find any loot in this cave?
And we're also down, man.
All of the chests have been opened up. All of the belongings around that would have been scattered seem to be gone, and seemingly the only set of footprints in the area are hoof prints.
Some bitch, we should have come in here before we had the rest.
That is the last time we leave a cave unchecked.
That is exactly right. All right, so then onward with the pixies. Let's go find this fuck.
Anyway.
The treasure obviously went somewhere. I'm guessing we're going to find it on our travels.
I'm going to say to the pixie as we leave, why couldn't you tell us it was a unicorn? I thought we were friends here.
We told you, Giant Horn. We figured you would figure it out.
Giant Horn could have been a big old fucking elk.
One horn, not antlers. We know what antlers are.
I thought maybe our what do we got again? A mouse? A morose?
A marks.
I thought it was a minotaur.
Got fucking magical powers overnight and took over your land. I don't know.
You managed to see. I mean, keep in mind you guys have been traveling for a little time.
That's a good idea, mate. That's what
fairy
you could do for us.
Yeah, your fairy fires.
Go find our Mars.
Mars. So your fairy fire is starting to wear off. It only lasts very little amount of time.
1 minute. It's long gone.
Yeah, it's long gone. But I mean, in the fleeting moments, you do see. Like, even in it, because they leave a trail, you see a hand come out and immediately hit its head. You've been facepalmed by a pixie.
Thanks, Pixie. Thanks for all your help.
Pleasure.
Do you know where our marks went?
These magical little fuckers to find our fucking pack beast and bring him back.
Yeah, definitely.
You asked for many things without providing anything.
I give him one gold coin.
Find your fucking enemy.
You are merely doing what is required for you to stay alive and not poor.
No,
I can make money several ways.
That is why we're going there.
Ah, but I thought you hated this friend.
Does not matter. You had no right to take him, especially not for free.
Ah, so this friend is your property.
It doesn't matter, mate. He wasn't yours.
Enough of this bickering. Come.
Like I said, make yourselves useful while we fight for your lives and find our pack beast and bring it back.
He's you don't hear anything, Serpino, you don't hear any response to that at this point in time. Are you guys going to make your way over to this cave?
Yeah, we are.
The fairies or the pixies sort of lead you through this forest. Generally, the forest is rather sparse. It's not very many trees, but as you get closer and closer, the pixies leading you, the tree growth becomes thicker and thicker. You notice a lot more definition to the trees. They're starting to almost take on a face. So there's two elves in here, right? So Richter and you guys are resistant to a charm. Is that it? So you get advantage on them?
Yeah, advantage on charms can't be put to sleep.
Can't be put to sleep. Okay. So in terms of the surroundings, this doesn't necessarily sit in the form of a charm. It's almost like a different realm you're walking into. You know this, so Pino, you have a very good idea of what unicorns are, what they do, what they're capable of. You've never gone up against one, I don't think, in your past, but as you walk through, you're starting to notice that the forest is taking on a different color. It's taking on a darker green hue rather than what you're used to, which would be a lighter, sort of airier feeling. It's starting to feel gloomy and kind of dark. As you walk in, you walk up to this cave entrance, and you just see the pixies just stop about 30 feet behind you, and they go, "We do not enter." And there's this massive door, like it's built into the wall, and so I'm going to bring you guys into your. It looks suspiciously like the Wyvern Tor, but just imagine a bunch more trees. Because I'm lazy and don't want to make extra battle.
I gotta say, is there any last thing you could give us before you lead us to our supposed death?
Don't let him hit you.
Terrible advice.
At
Now
which
go
point,
find our pack animal while we get rid of your creature.
and they're gonna run another round of detect thoughts just to sort of make sure that you guys are truly going to rid them of this creature that has caused them so much issue.
Truthfully, I'm gonna bleed this thing dry.
I give you up. I
So
give
they
it
know,
over the finger. Get our fucking pack beast.
and so they know and say, "You will rid us of this horrible beast. We will find your your antlered animal." And then, as they say antlered, they sort of like you hear a small twinge in their voice. "You will find your antlered animal." And then they
Specifics, my friend. Specifics are a good
you
thing that
see
keep
the-
people alive.
You see a large trail sort of go away into the distance. So all those fairies are gone. You also have, keeping in mind, you have two zombies sort of just shuffling along beside you guys. Dab, you sort of.
I really want to kill the fairies or pixies or whatever the fuck they are. I really want to kill them.
You've gotten a little bit better at. Keep in mind, these guys are both at 1 health. I mean, zombies don't exactly heal. But Dab, you've managed to keep them at distance so nobody's vomiting. You've gotten at least good at that.
Yeah.
So
Get a
on the
pretty
way,
good hang
can you
on
ride
this.
on their shoulders and sew their arms and shit back together where they started falling off?
I already did that for one. He's got He's got the guy's bottom half sewn because he got crushed by the ogre.
We got to say how that when that worked, but I mean, I'm going to assume it just worked properly.
I used mending to sew them back together.
I'm gonna say he's sliding around pretty good.
So you see this. You see your two zombies are walking forward. You come up to this ornate door. So all of you are going to basically make your way to this area of this massive door. And on the door is written in Fey, because you would be the only one that understands this penis. So it's not. Sorry, it's not written yet. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Everybody?
Well, I mean, yeah, everybody, because I mean, you're just looking for writing at this point.
Pino's got it.
Oh yeah, Pino's got it. At which point you see and I need one from Richter too.
What do you need me to roll?
Just a perception check.
Gideon, your dice are broken. Refresh your page.
I did a couple 20s earlier. Fuck it. It goes that way. I hope it's not like this in combat.
Yeah, well, I've been rolling out of combat good now, so I ain't rolling shit in combat.
So sorry, give me 1 second here. You
Oh,
see
shit.
what?
Jable's in real sick. Go download the iBattle iBattle TV app. Watch that real sick versus Jables.
Those are a lot of slurred words. Okay, so
That's what happens when you smoke as much. I smoke fucking blunt, a joint, gonna do another dab. Fucking.
So Gideon, you don't see shit. Richter, you kind of see it, but Dab and Pino, you see a little bit of writing across it. The writing sort of reads, to your rangers and your archers, make them may their accuracy be true. Answer riddle here, then arrows shoot you through. And then
What's
so
the fucking riddle? What's the riddle?
The riddle pops up sort of on it. Only person who here reads favor pops up. A man could carry 20 arrows, 5 arrows to kill a bear, 3 arrows for a wolf, and 1 to kill a deer. If I make you go into the forest and you see a bear and a wolf fighting over a deer, which animal can you kill?
How many arrows I got?
So a man could carry 20 arrows, 5 arrows to kill a bear, 3 for a wolf, and 1 to kill a deer. If I make you go into the forest and you see a bear and a wolf fighting over a deer, which animal can you kill?
All of them. Unless the deer's already dead.
Yeah, the deer probably
I'm not saying I
would be
won't
dead, man,
shoot the dead deer.
because the bear and the wolf are fighting over maybe the corpse.
So
I would kill all of them.
I'm going to copy this just so that you guys can read it over and over again, so you can be very careful.
A man could carry 20 arrows, 5 arrows
See
to
if
kill a
the chat
bear,
knows it.
3 for a wolf, and 1 to kill a deer. If I make you go to the forest and you see a bear and a wolf fighting over a deer, which animal can you kill? I shouldn't kill any of them because I'm an elf.
So you're not a vegan?
No, but I'm supposed to be, I think.
I'm supposed to be.
Elves eat deers and shit, bro. They eat stuff like that.
I could
In
kill
Lord
the
of the
one.
Rings, they drop off pumpkins.
I could kill the one that wins the fight.
Nothing is happening with this door right now.
What was the other thing you said?
This riddle for
Answer
your
the riddle, then shoot for you.
Yeah, basically, yeah. This riddle be for your rangers or your archers. Answer the riddle, and may your accuracy be true. Or may your aim be true. Sorry, that was the right one.
I can kill all of them if I wanted to.
So a man could carry 20 arrows, 5 arrows to kill a bear, 3 for a wolf, and 1 to kill a deer. If I make you go into the forest and you see a bear and a wolf fighting over a deer, what animal can you kill?
I am no man. Is that the answer?
Chat is not helping you out right now. So I'll read it one more time. A man could carry 20 arrows. 5 arrows. Bear.
Nobody wants to say none of them.
All of a sudden, you hear.
I don't even know what I'm asking. Like, what? I have no idea what he's asking for.
So when the words "none of them" appear are heard, all of a sudden you see the door start to like. So the answer to the riddle was none. You were given no arrows. You could carry 20, but you didn't have any.
Oh.
All of a sudden you see a little point right at the top, almost like a diamond, sit at the very top of the. It's almost like a slot that sits at the very top of the door. Very very tiny, but it basically sits just like that. You have 1 skilled archer, I believe, in your crew with a crossbow.
Yeah, I think you need to shoot that, Richter.
I'm gonna shoot it.
All right. Do you want to make a dexterity check just to see how accurate you are? You're looking for a 15 or higher. And remember, you get a +1 on it.
Should be a performance check, wouldn't it?
No, he's literally trying to shoot a hole. So,
damn.
You let an arrow fly and it bounces off the door.
That sucks.
You can keep trying.
Okay, I'll try again. Just 1 second. I closed down my roll 20, but I rage quit. I didn't really rage quit. I meant to close another tab.
No, but it sounds so much better when you say you rage quit. Roll 20.
Closed down roll 20, rage quit. Fuck, I missed. Fuck.
Let's keep fucking fire.
Keep
Another
rolling.
one fires off and hits to the side.
You're running out of arrows.
You want? I'm running out of arrows.
No, you're not running out of arrows. You probably got
I don't
20
know
in your
how many you
pack.
had in your quiver. Yeah. Don't keep track of that shit.
There we
All
go.
right.
There we got her.
So this
Third
one, all of a
shot.
sudden, your third arrow flies. It sails into the right in. It lands into the hole. You hear it stick. Just all of a sudden, you're and the door starts to open. As the door opens, you start to see these blackened, almost burnt trees on the inside. You guys walk in slowly. There's very little light inside of here, but as you walk in, there's these trees that almost look like they've been set ablaze within this area. You see a dark green glow coming from within the cave. What are you guys doing?
We going in.
I'm gonna say prepare yourselves because this shit's gonna go as soon as we get in there. I bet you if he's home, fucking
How's
just
he
jump
home?
him. I don't know. You got something you can prepare?
Zombies out in front.
No, man. He's
Zom-
the expert.
Zombies out in front. I would be in the middle of.
So zombies out in front. So as you guys, go ahead and move your. I believe I gave you control of
Do-
zombies.
They're gonna give away our position if it doesn't know we're here.
Well, we're gonna
So
try to take
as
this
you
thing by
guys-
surprise.
As you guys make your way into the cave, the two zombies sitting directly in front, all of a sudden you just hear, you see the two zombies' heads get caved in and they fall to the floor. So Dab, go ahead and roll a return for them. You see these two almost like wispy man-sized creatures standing in front of you. Pino, I need you to make a nature check, and same with you, Richter.
Ooh. Wah, 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 wah.
You have no idea who they are. Oh, but Richter comes in clutch. Richter knows exactly what these are. These are dryads. They are generally found. They're travelers entering a forest might catch a glimpse of them. These are male dryads, which is strange because normally you see female dryads abound. These generally can move in and out of trees very easily. They're very reclusive. They have a lot of woodland magic capabilities. What they do as well is they have a lot of magic resistance, but they have a club, and if they need to and if they feel threatened, they are more than willing to use it. Being very careful with these guys as they have the ability to charm. They are Fey after all. One of your zombies comes back to life. The other one is dead in the water.
I don't see much water around.
Well, they are dead. then.
Might be a little water coming out of him.
No, we were in a forest.
There's a little bit of water oozing out of them right now. That's what it is. So these two creatures sort of stand in front of you, and they just all of a sudden you hear an almost like a wispy voice in stereo. Leave all vehicles.
Those don't look like things we can reason with. Dab, if you will.
They are going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Hurry up.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my zombie smack it.
Throw a fireball in there.
Yeah, they're going to cast
I don't
Detect
have
Thoughts
fireball.
first of all. Yeah. As you guys say that, as you guys sort of say that back to each other, you just hear, very well. And I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Ah, I should have shot him with something.
Well, I mean, you guys lost the element of surprise the minute you shot 2 arrows at the door and missed.
Oh, I thought it was just a wolf in there. Huh?
Oh, fuck, I forgot to click on my shit. Son of a bitch.
Me too.
All right, I've got Gideon.
So,
Dab. Oh, that's
I
fine.
got a
Dab-
15. I can change it. I got my shit figured out.
Dab will take the 3.
Yeah, no, I'm 3.
What's going on
Dab's
here?
3, Pino is a 15.
Yeah, but it should. It didn't work anywhere.
I don't know why. Richter looks like you
There it
roll.
goes.
Richter, go roll for initiative, Richter. Looks like Gideon didn't pick on his boy either.
I did not forget. I'm sorry.
That's okay though. I forgive you. 14
Again.
for you.
If you forget, click on your guy, roll again, so he can take the first one. It's just easier for him.
Richter,
probably.
go ahead and roll for initiative, bud. Oh, Richter with a 21 coming in clutch again.
And I clicked on my guy.
Oh, and he clicked on attack.
The only one that did this time.
All right, so Richter, you get first pass at this. You were sort of hanging out, I'm going to say just behind the guys, unless you want to be that far back.
So it's my turn first, and there's these dryads right here?
There's these dryads sitting right in front of you.
Are they all missing their pinky finger?
No.
What the hell?
Dryads, like the Geico commercial. I'm going to, can I shoot an arrow through these two, like between their heads? Boom. It's not like a gun.
Yeah, I mean, they're standing roughly apart, and that zombie's down. So, yeah, you can certainly let an arrow fly there.
Yeah, that's the one I'd like to hit to the left.
Ever.
Damn.
The 13 hit?
For these guys, a 13 hits. They do not have much.
Nice.
Let's go.
4 damage. Not much, but...
4 damage is better than nothing.
Yep, I'll end my turn.
All right, so that'll conclude your turn. 4 damage to him. All of a sudden, you just see the arrow fly in and through him, but you see a small amount of, like, yellow glittery liquid fall from the area that it went through and just go... that will conclude your turn. This dryad is now going to come up. All of a sudden, you see an arm come out, and you see a staff, like a knurled wooden staff. He hits it on the ground. It starts to glow a bright green. He casts Shillelagh on it. For those of you who don't know what that is. So what this does is, for the duration, you can use your spellcasting ability instead of strength for the attack rolls of melee attacks, and the damage die becomes a D8. So he hits the Shillelagh on the ground. He's going to make his way over the zombie and straight towards Pino, because that's the first person in his way. He's going to basically run right into the fire, and he is going to try and hit you with club with Shillelagh. So the attack is a 15. Does that hit you, Pino?
Just.
All right, so you take... Oh, why is it not rolling with damage? Damn you. Always... there we go. There we go. Auto roll damage and crit. So that'll fix that. So now I will roll the damage for him. So ignore the rest of it. You will take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as the Shillelagh comes down on you. Now they do not, or they do have. Sorry, they do have multi-attack. So the second swing will come your way as well. 10 does not hit you, so you see 2 attacks. The first one comes down and manages to catch you in the shoulder, sort of hits you back. The second one swings wide. That will conclude his turn. He's not going to move anywhere else. He doesn't have any good bonus actions.
You got 2 tracks going off at the same time, too.
That's the entire intention. All right, that's going to be his turn. Pino, what do you want to do to retaliate, my friend?
So I'm just going to do this right this time. Action, change into a swarm of rats. And then move into... There it is. So then move into the square of the dryad as the rat. And that's going to end my turn.
All right. Next turn, Gideon, you are up.
Yes, sir. Okay. Is it a way to move around this guy at all?
There's a zombie sitting in the mouth of the cave. You can certainly push him over, but he'll not prone. You can throw him out of the way. Or you can attack the thing beside you.
Beside me? I'm here. There's nothing beside me.
Yeah, there's
there is nothing beside me. That's an enemy? That's not Pino?
Yeah, Pino just sort of decided to occupy the space of this thing because he's a swarm of rats.
Ah, got you.
He can dodge out of your way.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to I don't get advantage on it, but why not? I'm just gonna attack him. So I brandish my greatsword
Okay.
and I try to chop him in the neck with the curve of it.
Okay. An 8 sadly will not hit. I'm assuming you didn't put any of your your stuff on it, right?
I'm gonna use one now. I'm gonna use precision attack.
Okay.
One roll of 8 and add it to my roll.
A 9 does not hit. So that's one die or one superiority die. A 9 does not hit, unfortunately. So you managed to swing. It basically passes just beside. Are you moving anywhere else?
Nah.
All right, this dryad or the next dryad is going to come up. He is going to attack this zombie again, which somehow managed to stand up in front of him. So he is going to You'll also see once again. You see it. And actually. All of a sudden, you see a massive growth from the ground just come up and start to snap and grab everybody's feet. He casts Entangle right in the area that you guys are standing. It is a 20-foot square, I think. Yeah, so it's going to basically start starting from the point within range. I'm going to put that on now. Okay, I'm going to just do this. Lines. Okay, that'll work. And then on here, I'm going to put a 20-foot radius. Is it a 20-foot cube? 20-foot square. And he's going to put it right here. So his buddy gets... actually, no, he's going to put it... Yeah, he's going to put it right here. So his buddy gets hit 2, I believe. He can't choose. For the duration, these plants turn the ground into difficult. A creature in the area when you cast a spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. A creature restrained by the plants can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. On a success, it frees itself when the spell ends. The conjured hands wilt away. He's going to cast that as his action as well. And after that, he just, again, you see the staff come down. You see this bright green crackle. And he's going to cast a shillelagh on his piece on his staff. That will conclude his turn.
Mans is out here casting shillelaghs.
Mm-hmm. So that is a 20-foot square. And that is, so I think you're right. See, this is the problem. It can't actually do a 20-foot square, can it?
No, I know. It's only the aura is only radius, but we can't even see your aura. Just like they can't see my aura.
Good call. Aura 1. Let's see, there we go. Should be able to see it now. And
yep, we can.
A 10-foot square, and that will roughly show you what it is.
Close enough.
So that's going to be where he casts it. So he's going to catch his buddy, but other than that, they're fine. That is going to conclude his turn. First zombie guy is his turn. Go ahead, Dab. Roll for him. What do you want him to do?
You want us to make our strength saving throws?
No, they make them at the oh yeah, so everybody make their strength saving throw. My bad. Yeah, you can make it on contact. So
I'm immune.
I have to make one too?
Yeah, so Richter, Dab, and Gideon all make strength saving throws. So Dab, you are restrained. You are restrained, Richter. Gideon, you are... What is his spellcasting ability? Charisma, species... So yeah, Gideon, you are not restrained. A creature in the area when you cast it or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. Creature restrained by the plants. Okay, so now it's just difficult terrain for you, Gideon, but for Richter and Dab, you are both considered restrained. Okay, that will conclude his turn. Zombie guy, what's up? First
He's
of all,
gonna
cast your Arcana check to see if he's going to do it. It's going to be pretty easy. He's just working off instinct at this point. Oh, that's almost bad. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
And then he's gonna slam the thing that's got a hold of that Pinot's crawling all over.
Oh, so he's going to turn around and slam the thing that Pinot's crawling over. Okay.
Now would that be with advantage? No.
Pinot's on top of him, not behind him. So, Gideon, why are you rolling a d8, bud?
It was a mistake. I was moving my mouse and I made a mistake and clicked it.
Okay. Zombie's gonna miss. Gonna miss hard. So Zombie just turns around, just tries to slam through. All of a sudden, you just see a wisp fall away, and the zombie just sort of slams to the ground, and you're... Is he moving anywhere?
Nope, zombie will stay right there.
Dab, your turn. You are restrained. You can either use your thing to make a strength check, or you can do whatever you like.
Bonus action, Misty Step.
Can Misty Step get you out of a restrained function?
Why not? It's a spell. I've just got to see the area.
Yes. Misty Step will get you out of somebody's arms.
Actually, I think it did. It did for the other guy too. So, yeah, that works.
And then I'm gonna. I'm gonna cast Firebolt at the one that Pinot's consuming.
Okay.
So 14.
14 hits.
For 8 fire damage.
All right, so all of a sudden you just see this creature flame up around it. It takes 8 points of fire damage as it lights a flame. That will conclude your turn, unless you're moving anywhere.
No, I'm good there.
Richter, you're up.
How can I break out of this thing?
Make a strength check. DC 14.
Is there alternative ways I can get out?
Not really, no. And you use your action to make that strength check.
I just did an alternate way.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have Misty Step. So, Richter, you're going to burn your move making a strength check.
But maybe I have something else, though.
You have a bonus action of some sort? Oh, you know what?
Can't-
She did a strength check.
I can't think of what a bard would have.
Yeah. By the
I mean,
way,
I have Thunderclap.
this dryad didn't get restrained. By the way, the one that you're attacking.
All right, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay, that is Richter's turn. The dryad that is currently being attacked is going to go next. He is going to turn to Gideon. He is going to cast. Actually, first thing he's going to cast is. Is that an action or yeah, that's an action. So no, he's not going to cast that. He's going to turn to Gideon and just sort of look at him, and he's going to cast Fey Charm. So Dryad targets one humanoid or beast that she can see within 30 feet of her. If the target can see the Dryad, it must succeed. So make a Wisdom saving throw. Gideon. The charm creature regards the Dryad as a trusted friend to be heeded and protected. Although the target isn't under a Dryad's control, it takes the Dryad's request or actions in a more favorable way it can. Each time the Dryad or its allies do anything harmful to the target, it can repeat the saving throw. So you fail this. Oh no, it's a DC 4. Is it DC 14? So you managed to pass that one. So Gideon, you feel this sort of wave come over you, and then you sort of shake it off. It can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on it. Otherwise, the effect lasts 24 hours until the Dryad dies. It is on a different plane of the existence. If the target saving throw is successful, the target is immune to the Dryad's Fey Charm for the next 24 hours. You have no more than one humanoid, up to 3 beasts can be charged attack. So you are now immune to his Fey Charm, and you passed it. So you sort of shake it off, and you look back at him. You know it tried to charm you, but it was unable to do anything else.
Watch yourself, gentlemen. They're trying to take control of our minds.
Don't think there's anything else this guy can do. He doesn't have any bonus actions. He does have movement. So he is now going to... with the rats on top of him, you don't follow him, right?
Josh.
What's that?
With the rats on top of him, you won't
Oh,
go
no.
with him, right?
No, I don't go with him.
He's going to move away. You are going to get an attack of opportunity. So is Gideon.
So is my zombie.
So will your zombie, yep. So everybody gets an attack of opportunity.
I'm going to use fainting attack so I can get advantage.
Bite, you do 5. Bite, you go for 5 piercing damage. The zombie goes for a slam. 6 piercing damage, you said?
No, it's 5.
5, okay.
The 2d6.
And then you roll an attack. So, Pino, when you bite down, because you're the actual animal that's biting down, when you bite down, it almost feels like you bite into air. You hear it go, but you don't feel like you've gotten down on anything. You don't feel like you've bitten down on anything solid. You didn't feel any kind of pressure on your jaws. The zombie sort of slams. As he slams down, he manages to hit, but the slam just goes right and wisps right through this creature. Gideon, as you come down with your greatsword, go ahead and roll for damage if you want to. So as you come down with your greatsword, it sort of slices through, and your blade sort of passes through without effort, and the thing just wisps around.
They're ghostly, mate.
Yeah, it's going to disappear because it only has, what kind of movement is it? It has 30 feet, so it can only go roughly 15 because it gets halved while it's in that area. So it's only making it back here. So it's all of a sudden going to disappear for a time, taking very little damage. That will be its turn. Pino, you are up.
Got a little distracted. So, which one's concentrating on entangle?
This one right here.
This one here that I can see?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to occupy his space and take a bite.
Okay, go ahead.
Ooh, 4.
That is not going to happen. So no effect there. Anything else for your movement?
No.
All right, get on top of him. You've got one. You can get around that zombie and get into his space if you like. You can sort of sit on that zombie's head. Gideon?
Yep.
You're up. You're up.
Oh, my fault.
You can sit right over top of this zombie if you like.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
So as you walk in, you see your boots sort of fall into this black Icarus blob of skin underneath it, getting this sort of black ooze on your boots.
I'm gonna make you pay for these expensive ass shoes, mate. You fucking wildling magical creatures have no appreciation for fashion. So as I move up close to him, I'm going to before I attack him, I'm just gonna try to just look, because last time I hit but nothing happened.
Correct.
So by observing this creature, do I gain any understanding on why my hit didn't do anything?
You gather that this is a fey creature that is almost it's Sylvan. You seem to so make a nature check. You're going to struggle here because you're trying to sort of figure out the ways of the land. Pino, as you're biting into things and as you're gnawing on things, you're getting a better understanding very quickly. Pino, at the very least, as rats, can you communicate as rats?
I can't speak or nothing like that, no, but I have my intelligence, my charisma, all my scores. I have everything.
You biting into these things, you seem to notice that it has very high, not zero, but it has a very high resistance to physical attacks. So anything piercing, anything, slashing, bludgeoning, all those physical melee attacks, it has resistance to, meaning it halves that damage.
Hi, cheater.
Okay, so you wouldn't have gotten that, and Gideon, you wouldn't know that right now.
What do I have on me? These things are woodland creatures. Right?
Dab, can you roll a slam attack? Because you actually landed on that slam attack. You just didn't actually roll damage for it from the zombie. It's 5, 10, 15.
I thought it was 13.
Or no, 12. You did 12. You rolled a 12, and then you had to roll for the damage. You never did.
Yeah, but I thought 13 was AC. I didn't think 12 hit.
Oh, 13's not its AC. God no. No, it's 11. So 4. So that looks like 19 in total. So yeah, okay. All right. Very quickly, we are going to come back to this. We're going to take a quick bathroom break. Let everybody get settled back in, and then
we don't take bathroom breaks here. We take smoke breaks here on D&D with TC. So we'll be back.
Break.
Yeah, we'll be back with the conclusion of this current adventure. You're watching D&D with THC. See you in a bit. And we're back. This is D&D with THC with the rest of our adventure here. Take it away, Jared.
With everybody.
All right, Gideon, you were the last up, and it is your turn, my friend.
Yeah, the last thing I did was when I was rolling, trying to get a better understanding of this creature. What I was gonna
You rolled
do,
pretty piss poor.
yeah, I did. So I don't understand it all, but I also understand that I swung my sword. It didn't seem like it did shit last time. So this time, I want to ask if I could do some stuff with my action instead of attacking directly.
What's up?
I would like to take a big swig of my flask,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna spit. I want to spit alcohol on the thing.
Okay. All right. Go for it, man.
How would I roll an attack for that?
Yeah, just make a dexterity roll to make sure you don't somehow miss. I mean, it's not going to be a very high DC. If you're rolling out. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, Jared. I didn't want to say it.
Saying it.
So you basically you pull out your flask and you just spray this thing all over its body that's sitting right beside you, all over with this rich alcohol. You just hear it go, yes, the meaning of this.
Okay, so I have to do. Does that take my whole action?
That will take your whole action to complete that. You still have a bonus action though.
Well, my bonus action, I want to take out a torch from my bag.
The torch is in hand.
Be able to do that this turn, huh?
To be able to pull out a torch, light it, and throw it, or even you
I
can
will
remove
try
it.
to light it this turn. I'm just gonna take it out, so it's ready for next turn.
You can you can have that out and ready to go for next turn.
I bet. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take out the torch.
So all of a sudden you pull it out and you see the eyes of this thing just look at you and get bulged wide.
You know what this is for, don't you, May?
And it just goes.
You know, discretion is the better part of valor.
All right, that's going to conclude your turn. That dryad is up next. It is going to see what you're doing. Where are you? You're sitting on top of zombie number 1, which I'm going to push to the bottom layer. So it's going to see what you're doing, and it is immediately going to try and retreat. Getting attack of opportunity from you, so you have the opportunity now to light it. So all you have to do is make an attack roll and beat 11.
Word? Okay. Would it be an unarmed attack or what?
Can I bite him before he's on fire?
You can certainly
My
try,
reaction?
Yeah. So you, zombie, what? Oh yeah, he's falling out of the zombie range. So zombie gets to hit him. Zombie swings and hits him. Pino, you managed to bite him. So the zombie does 4. Your bite does 9. So we're at 13 damage total.
Light him up.
And the unarmed strike. So all of a sudden you see the all at once this thing goes to turn to run away. You see the hands come down, the fist comes down. And you it connects. You see all the rats just sort of biting. All of a sudden, Gideon leans forward pulls out the flint from his pack, lights the torch, and leans forward. Manages to throw that as the creature's trying to run away. Throws it and hits it straight in the back. The entire creature just goes aflame. Just this massive fireball of flame. Given that it was alcohol, I'll say
barbecue.
all of a sudden it takes a total of 4 plus 9, so that's 13 divided by 2, lowered down is 6. So it's going to take 6 points of physical damage, and then
Okay, other than that, leave him be. No, you can bring him out here.
let me see here for a second. 1d8. So damage does 1d8 per turn. Yeah, 1d8 per turn as he's on fire. So I'm going to say this lasts for 3 full turns. He's going to take radiant damage at the beginning of every one of his turns because he's on fire, but alcohol dissipates relatively quickly. So roll a d8 for damage there.
Got you.
But the next time you will not have to hit him. He will take that radiant damage because he is on fire. Ooh, 7. Good, good. So he takes an additional 7 damage as he's on fire and runs off into the darkness of the cave. But now he's lit up the entire area inside the cave because he's basically a walking torch for you. And it lights up the middle of this cave. As you guys look down, there's darker and darker trees, more ornate forestry around you. You, as the rats, Pino, remember that dryads do have a tendency to, they can walk into trees. So what they have is an innate ability called Tree Stride, which allows them to use 10 feet of their movement to step magically into a living tree within their reach and emerge from a second one within 60 feet. So they have that ability, and you know that. But what it does do is, as this one runs and only gets about to here, it actually lights up the second one that is now standing directly beside it. Not being caught on fire, but just looking at it. That'll conclude its turn. It's the zombie's turn now.
Was that the one concentrating?
Yes, it was. So he will make a concentration saving throw.
3 of them.
Mm-hmm. So first one will fail epically. So that is dropped. Entangle is gone.
He said the first one will fail epically.
All right, so Dab, you will definitely get what you want. He's going to run forward to the one I'm assuming standing right here.
Yeah.
And he's going to come down with a slam attack. So this one is the one that's on fire. I will put a red mark on him. He will come down with a slam attack. I'm assuming he sits right there, trying to get on this corner. He's sort of sitting on the edge of a.
It was
cliff
well
corner.
within his 20, so he's all right now.
Sorry, what? This?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You put him wherever you want. It's still
Yeah.
well within his 20.
All right. He takes. He will take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as the zombie comes down and just sort of swings right through, manages to get on a little bit of the air, and just sort of swings there and stands there. That'll conclude its turn. Dab, you are up.
Would you say I could fire a shot? Well, yeah, I don't need to see necessarily for all my spells.
You can fire magic missiles. Firebolt would be a bit more difficult where you're sitting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'll do. I'll magic missiles 2 into the one that's on fire, and 1
Okay.
into the other one.
All right.
And they're going to be first level magic missiles.
Okay.
So the first one going into the
first
one that's on
one's 5.
fire.
So it takes, all of a sudden you see it hit, but normally when it would pass through and like cause physical damage, you see it sort of hit the creature and just sort of explode on it, just, and you see like a blue flame or fall over top of the body, and you just hear.
And then I'll fire another one off at it.
Another 2 damage to him.
And then this one's going to go at the other one.
Another 4 damage to him. Yeah, so both of them just sort of picking off each other, crying out. Is that going to conclude your turn?
That'll be my turn, yeah.
Richter, you are up, my friend, and you are freed, no longer having to try and free yourself from an entanglement.
I'm gonna set shit off. I am going to.
Physical damage is not doing that much.
Can I go 30 feet right here?
It'd be tough to get back there. You sort of got to go around these phase, so you can get to here.
Where?
Right in front of them all.
He can stand in my spot too, because I'm still
Yeah,
rats.
you can also stand where Pino is.
Can I shoot them from like here?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna hit the guy on the left.
This guy? Okay. So he's the one on fire right now, so he's still got a fiery blade sitting up above his head. 13 will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. So 9 halved. He'll take 4 points of piercing damage as again the arrow passes through his body and you just hear. That is going to conclude your turn.
Yes, sir.
This Dryad is up next. He's going to try and stand his ground with a shillelagh and really go after the one in front of him. Yeah, he's just going to give her. So he's going to club that zombie sitting in front of him. 15 will hit. Your zombie takes 8 points. Oh, he's not here. Somebody roll a zombie. Can anybody roll a zombie? I don't think so.
Again, 1 sec.
What do you need?
You need to roll for your zombie. He just got shillelagh'd in the head.
And he's still alive.
Still up. Fuck me sideways.
He does a little Irish
All
jig.
right. Multi-attack. He's going to hit him again. 10 will hit him. 10 will hit him, right?
I would say 10 hits him.
The zombie, yeah.
Yeah.
8 is his class.
Another 5 points. Make another Constitution saving throw. Save for finally putting the zombie to rest.
No,
Nope.
sir.
Zombie's still standing.
We need to name this one.
He's going to, he's going to go and make his leave again, running towards a tree. The zombie gets an attack of opportunity. So does, nope, just the zombie gets an attack of opportunity. So go ahead and roll. 18 will hit. Roll the damage. Or 21.
We definitely need to name this motherfucker.
3 points of damage as the creature runs away. He only gets about halfway across, or actually, he's got 30 feet of movement. Yeah, he's going to get well into the darkness, and all of a sudden, he's just going to wisp and disappear. Again, as you guys walk into this, it's lined with trees, almost charred trees all along. They look like charred trees. That is going to conclude his turn. Pino, you are up.
So, knowing what I know, bonus action, I'm gonna drop my wild shape. That's my bonus. Yeah, it takes a bonus action for that. And then action, I'm gonna say, don't let them get in the trees. And magic damage is the way to go as I shoot, produce flame at them.
Poor fucker just can't get away from being on fire.
Yeah, definitely the one I can see.
That'll
15?
hit 8 points. 8 points of flame damage. As again, you're throwing flame after flame. The missiles hit it. The flame hits it. It's just screaming in agony at this point. Does that conclude your turn? And the movement?
I'm going to. Can I get to here?
Getting around is gonna be tough, but sure, if you want to just go there.
Well, would I be so? Since I got 30 feet and I can move through friendly spaces at double, could I get to here going through the zombie?
Yeah, you can get to there going through the zombie for sure.
That's what I'll do.
Okay, that'll conclude your turn. Gideon, you are up.
Yes, sir. Okay, so the thing is still burning, right?
Thing is still on fire. You can't make it any more on fire, unfortunately.
I tried.
You could.
Where's the other one?
Actually,
Did the other one get away?
the other one, well, you can't see it now. It ran out. It ran away.
I
Further down
mentioned
into
the
cave.
trees.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to point out, just remember in your minds that the walls of this cave is lined with trees, and that there's
Gotcha.
basically like grass and
It's
everything
like a
around the ground.
weird inside forest.
Exactly like that.
Okay. So I'm gonna travel further into the weird inside forest,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna get right up close to this thing again. And I'm gonna say, mate, is this really worth it to you? You're burning right now, mate.
I will die before I join you.
At least you're direct. And then I try to chop him with my sword. I'm gonna go for a
Okay.
big hit on this guy. I'm gonna use feigning attack to gain advantage, and I'm gonna use great weapon mastery.
Give me a second. Go ahead and check your DMs, Al. Your master.
As I approach it, I I pick up my sword, and then I think this thing's burning, and it seems like that did a lot better than my actual sword attack did. I take out the flask. I look at it for a second. I look down at my sword, and I just smile at the creature, and I start to pour it on the blade.
Oh man! And as this happens, the creature's eyes again, you can see it sort of within the flame just gets massive in terror. So that'll be a bonus action to wipe it on your blade, and because you're not really doing an action to blow it, it'll be your action to light your sword.
Okay, so I spit it, and then I sort of kick the buckle off my boot on the blade, and the spark lights it.
Okay, that's badass. So all of a sudden you kick the buckle, all of a sudden your blade just lights a flame. It fills the entire area around you with light, and you see this massive blade being swung around. So we'll say that blade's going to stay alight just as long as the guy does, which is 3 turns.
Gotcha.
That will consume your turn. Do you want to move anywhere else?
I am going to stay right there in the spot that I'm in, brandishing my flaming sword.
This thing is terrified. So it's going to roll a d8. It's going to take its radiant damage. Al, you got to roll a d8.
Oh, I'm sorry. And also, no, I was thinking about. I was in the mode though. I was thinking D&D. I was just thinking, Gideon would be waving his sword around to see if it would start a fire on these trees.
Somehow it doesn't. Like, so for instance, you're waving this sword around, and while you know it sort of would hit a tree, and you hit a tree branch and things like that, the flame does not catch to these trees. They almost seem like they're charcoal, pre-burnt. And also, when you bring your blade in front of it, just no action. It's not even a singe, which is kind of strange. That's going to conclude. He's going to be on fire, but he never got a chance. He's actually going to swing his shillelagh club at you. You are Fey Charmed, so you can't be charmed against it. Can't do anything else. So yeah, he's just going to swing a club at you. So he's going to swing out with his club. It does a 25 hit.
It definitely is.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage the first time as he swings around. The second time, oh, sorry. Okay, so a 22 would have hit you as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's on fire, so he gets disadvantage on attacks. So 14 probably doesn't hit you.
No, it doesn't.
All right, so the second attack is
before, right?
Yeah, you took 8 points of bludgeoning damage. That's going to conclude its turn. Dab, it's your zombie's turn now that just doesn't seem to want to die.
It is a zombie.
Isn't it already dead?
That's true.
It's
18 well hit. So it does 1 point of damage, or 2 points of damage, sorry, as it slams down into the creature. That'll conclude its turn. Dab, you are up.
It's animated. Because it's dead doesn't mean it's alive.
Tell that to bust
Dab,
around.
what are you doing?
Fuck. I'll end my turn.
Firebolt is going to end there, and you're going to say "fack." And then Richter, you are up, my friend.
I'm so glad you didn't fireball in this little close ass space.
You can't do fireball yet.
I don't have fireball yet. I got firebolt.
Firebolt, my fault.
Richter, what are you doing, buddy? Unmute yourself, fam.
I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter on the Dryad.
All right, so with its innate spellcasting, it does get advantage on saving throws against spells or other magical effects.
What's the joke?
What's that?
I said, what's the joke?
Does it still get advantage even though it's burning?
Actually, well, yeah, I mean, it's just a magical resistance on his mind, so... actually, the only thing is, too, though, is I don't think they get... Oh, yeah, they must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or fall prone. The creature of your choice you can see within range perceives everything is hilariously funny and falls into a fits of laughter. So what's the joke?
Your mom is so fat, every time she takes a shit, it takes 2 spell slots.
That's so bad.
I mean, I didn't know. I didn't have anything.
I loved it.
That's a hell of a dad joke right there. That was great.
2 spell slots. Definitely wasn't expecting it.
Oh, fucking sideways. All right, he's gonna roll with his wisdom saving throw.
Yo, the weed.
20 will probably pass it. Or fall prone, becoming incapacitated or stand up. So, creature of your choice, the target must succeed in wisdom saving or fall prone, becoming incapacitated at the end of each turn. So yeah, it has no effect on it, but fuck it, it giggles a little bit. It can't help but giggle at that.
All right, that's it.
Alright. It's Mystery Dryad's turn. All of a sudden, Gideon, you all of a sudden start to hear behind the tree that's directly behind you. All of a sudden, this Dryad pops out from behind you. Directly behind you, there's sort of a tree sitting on the wall right over here. I don't know who put a circle there.
I did. Right there?
No, oh yeah, sorry, yeah. So he's right here. So he's gonna take a shillelagh attack against you.
I'm gonna use cutting words, and I'm gonna say your mom's fat too.
All right, go ahead and put that in the chat because I gotta figure out what cutting words is.
I basically it's the opposite of bardic inspiration. I minus my roll from your attack roll.
That's what it is. Okay. So it's cunning words, right?
Cutting.
Cutting word.
I guess because it cuts deep. Your mom's
cuts
fat.
deep. So you just minus whatever roll you make from my attack roll, right?
Correct.
All right.
As a reaction, when a creature you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, ability check, or damage roll, you can expend 1 bardic inspiration, roll the die, and subtract the number from the creature's roll. So
dope.
I'm gonna roll. It's a D6, I believe, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What's your bardic inspiration die?
I'm pretty sure it's a D6.
I'm pretty sure it's a D6 at level 3.
You get -4 from your attack roll.
Nice.
All right, so he's gonna roll with advantage because of the flanking, and this is his first roll. It's gonna be -4 from his advantage. So his highest roll is a 25, so it's a 21 hit.
It definitely does. That guy just fucked that.
I tried.
You tried. That was a good call. That was a good call.
Oh, that was a good play.
12 points of bludgeoning damage the first time off the back of your head there, Gideon. Second one coming at you. Fails epically. So, or actually no, does a 19 hit?
Yeah, it does.
So you take 6 extra points of bludgeoning damages. All of a sudden, this thing pops out from behind you and just starts beating the living shit out of you on the back of your head.
I burned that. I lit that sword for nothing because I'm down.
You're down? How are you down already?
Yo, you did 17. I mean, you did 8, then you did 12, and then you did 6. I only got 25.
God damn, I didn't think I dropped you that quick. Sword's still aflame. The sword doesn't go out. It just sort of sits at your side now. So the sword's still aflame, sort of sitting beside you. That will conclude the Dryad's turn. He's got nothing else. Pino, you are up. You are currently behind this, but you no longer have advantage because Gideon is down.
Mm-hmm.
If you move to the side, though, you could probably get advantage with the zombie.
So I'm going to cast bonus action healing word first level on Gideon. I got a lot of dice for that, but so Gideon gets 7 points of healing.
So Gideon, you're back in the game, bruh. And now you have advantage again.
Yeah. Action, produce flame again. So
right.
there's no advantage there.
Nope.
Shit.
10 just misses, unfortunately. So you sort of let your hand out after healing up your friend over there, but it manages to pass around him. Moving anywhere?
Nope.
Gideon, attack with advantage, my friend, with that badass sword of yours.
I use half my movement to regain my feet. So I stand up and look back over my shoulder. Once I get through roasting your friend here, we'll have a reckoning, you and I. Then I turn around and I, in one slash, I chop down at this the dryad between me and Pino.
Okay, go ahead and roll and attack with advantage. Are you doing any of your...
And I'm going to use Great Weapon Mastery.
Okay, Great Weapon Mastery, so -5.
Get him.
Come on, Big D. Fuck.
9, and I got to roll again. Hold on 1 second. I forgot that I was...
Yeah, oh, yeah, sorry, you get advantage. You get advantage. Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Do you want to use your...
I'm trying to think of what it even mattered, though. Yeah, I'm going to use my precision attack. That's my last die.
So you got to get... You're looking for 11?
4. You're at 4 right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're at a 4 right now. No, you're at a... Yes, you're at 4 right now.
Yeah, that's
not gonna do it.
Yeah, a flaming sword for nothing.
Oh man, that sucks. All right, so that's the first turn that it's lit. So you got 2 more turns for the lit sword. Now that dryad, go ahead and roll a d8. So this will be the second turn it's on fire.
It's better than a warp.
It takes 4. While you're hurting it, it takes 4 points of radiant damage. It's going to turn to you and swing its shillelagh club again because it saw you just go down once. 21 hits. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage first.
I am done.
We determined multi-attack cannot make a second attack and like spin around.
Yes, it
can. So it's gonna wheel around and go after Pino with the second attack without advantage.
What about the zombie that's pissing it off?
It's a 22.
So zombie?
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage, as that will conclude its turn. It's actually now going to try and run away. So you're down, right, Al?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to run in this direction. Pino, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity, whichever one you like.
God, I need better armor, bro.
Oh, you're right. Zombie gets a 2. Zombie misses horribly.
I'm down every fucking fight.
Scimitar will definitely hit it. Sadly, it's not on fire, but it will still take 3 points of slashing damage, or 2 points of slashing damage. As it goes to run away, it walks towards a tree. No, it can't walk towards a tree. It's just going to get to a tree. That's it, because it already took its action. That'll conclude its turn. Zombie's turn. Zombie's doing exactly what you say, man. You're rolling on fire today. Zombie's going to go around sort of corner and get in. So keep in mind, because I did this line along the side is technically like all trees. So you could fundamentally like get in just behind him if you needed to. Go ahead and roll for your attack. 19 will hit. Roll the damage. Oh, not too bad. Just 3 points of bludgeoning damage. That dryad is looking in rough shape. Dab, you're up. You've got currently a down teammate right behind you or beside you.
I have no health potions left. I give him my last one.
Can't open the Google Drive to see, so.
What's that?
For some reason, I can't open the Google Drive to see, so I can't even get to it.
I'm looking at it.
regardless.
Firebolt at the one with the red dot.
All right. That firebolt will certainly land. What's the damage?
3.
So all of a sudden you hit it, you let a small fire bolt go, it just goes sailing past Pino right in front of the zombie. It hits this thing right in the chest, and all of a sudden you see a massive, just a huge flame of fireball go up in the air, and you just see this form just sort of go up with it. All of a sudden the fire dissipates and the creature is gone.
Yeah.
That'll conclude your turn unless you're moving anywhere.
Actually,
You can stabilize as a bonus action. No. Your action to stabilize.
no, I'm actually gonna just kind of take 2 steps back out of the cave.
Richter, you
No,
are
that's
up,
my
my friend.
Pino's not looking so good either.
I got
Oh,
no healing, so I'm not a healer.
No.
Richter, go for it, bud.
Okay. I'm going to.
This is the only guy alive, by the way.
It's the only guy alive.
Yep.
Well, what about this guy? Oh, that's my teammate. I see a guy on the other side of that wall.
One of your teammates is down, by the way. Gideon is down right now.
Going to.
That zombie Rufus.
I'm going to.
Is Dab accepting of the name Rufus?
Rufus the stunned zombie. Oh, Dad's gone.
Oh, Dab's gone.
Cast Thunderclap.
Oh, dang! I remember what does Thunderclap do. So in what direction are you pointing it? Right in that direction of the guy? So basically just right up at him?
Yeah, but I'd like to get it a little bit away from my friend. So if we could go this way, that would be great.
Okay.
Rather
Can do.
Right this way would be how I want to do it.
And that's Thunderclap as a cantrip. One action. You create a burst of thunderous lightning. Each creature when within range other than you must make a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage. So he's going to make a con save. It is thunder, so it's elemental, so it's not necessarily... Oh, is that magic? It's still magic, so he gets advantage on the saving throw. A 13, I don't think makes your DC, does it?
It says DC 13 Constitution save.
Ah, damn. So it just makes the Constitution saving throw, so it will take no damage, actually.
Okay.
Doesn't look like.
For my bonus action, I'll use Healing Word on Gideon.
Okay.
Can't cast 2 spells. Is Thunderclap a spell or a cantrip?
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, shit.
Man thought it through.
No, I thought... No, it just looks good enough to be a spell.
Yeah, that is good enough to be. I mean, it only does 1d6 damage, but I mean, yeah, that's pretty solid. All right, you go up with 4 points of health, Al, and you are back up. Or Gideon. That is going to conclude Richter's turn, unless Richter, you want to hop back out of the cave.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip out.
All right, you dip back out with Dab. You two sort of sitting off side by side, sort of laughing at each other with your friends just that you've left in the cave.
Don't worry, guys. I don't got this.
All right, it is this Dryad's turn. It sees Gideon rise for the second time, but Gideon is currently on the ground, so it's going to run through Gideon and go through to Pino, because that's the... Actually, you know what it's going to do? It's going to make its way... No, it's going to run to Pino. That's what it would do. It's protecting its home. So it's going to run straight through to Pino. Pino, it is going to attack you. Actually, you know what? It knows you're a beast, but it just wants you on its side. So it's going to cast Fey Charm on you. So you get advantage on charms. So it's a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw with advantage. And you succeed. So it sort of looks at you and like you can feel, and you especially knowing what this feels like, you feel it trying to make this action, but it fails epically. You can sort of scoff at it as it is your turn now.
Okay. Outstanding. I am.
Copy.
Action. Bonus action. Not looking so good. So I'm going to action wild shape back into those rats.
Okay.
And just occupy. Well, I'm gonna stay in where I'm gonna stay here. Nope,
That's your
I'm gonna
bonus
occupy
action.
space. No, it's my action because I'm a shepherd druid.
Okay. All right, so that's it.
Yep.
You haven't thrown up any totems today, but I guess you didn't need it.
Well, I kind of assumed we were looking for a unicorn, so I didn't want to.
Oh, being smart man. Being smart man. All right, Gideon, you are up. There's currently a wave of rats hanging on top of your friend's head, so I would call him distracted so you would get advantage on him. Did we determine that? If you're on top of him, that's advantage?
Well, that's up to you, right?
Not sure.
I think in this particular step point, you were in front of him like a second ago. He would have been paying attention to you. So let's not say it's precedent. Let's say it's situational. And in this situation, I think he's distracted. He also doesn't see Gideon as a threat because Gideon was on the ground last time he looked.
True. Okay.
There's
I'm gonna use my flaming sword as a crutch to raise myself from the ground yet again. As I stand up,
That sounds far less badass as you say you're using it as a crutch.
I think as I start to stand up, maybe I should change some of my wardrobe choices. I'm getting far too damaged and dusted and knocked to the ground lately. Perhaps I should get a more durable sense of armor.
You could use a new coat.
I say this to myself because by the time I stand back to my feet, my confidence is returning. I'm like, argh!
All right. So you, all of a sudden, this thing turns around with all the massive amounts of rats on it, just eyes wide with this flaming sword standing in the air. Go ahead and roll for an attack.
I don't have anything to add to this attack. But
You've still got 2
I have
superiority,
advantage,
guy.
right? So I'm definitely going to use Great Weapon Mastery because fuck it.
Okay.
Get him.
And I'm going to
The rats
swing
are-
my great sword.
The rats are whispering in its ear. Gently.
Get him. Gently, lovingly,
Give me a good
sweetly,
roll.
softly.
No.
Fuck. You
No.
get advantage. You get advantage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Thanks.
Good
Damn.
God, don't shit the bed.
If you don't hit this, you
I've done it
need to
so many
refresh your
times
page.
Hey!
Minus
Well, that's
5.
fine. You still have 2 superiority die.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Nah.
You used 4 already?
How did
I
you use
used-
4 already?
I used I know I did because I called them. I said them. I wouldn't cheat. I don't want to cheat.
I don't
No,
remember
think
you
you
using
might-
any of
I
them,
think you
Al.
might- Yeah.
He
I
used
think you
2
might-
right
I
off
used
the hot.
two.
He used 2 on one
I used-
attack that didn't work.
3 times, and I used 1 to gain. I used precision attack twice, and I used it to gain advantage twice with feigning attack.
So
That's
I
cool.
want to point something out to all of you, and I don't know if you guys. I guess maybe we didn't cover this. Right before this encounter, you guys would have taken a long rest because it was a day's travel.
I know. I used all 4 of them in this encounter. I've been missing. I used them, but I still was missing.
I could
That's
not
why
remember you using 4.
I promise you, it doesn't seem like I did because I kept missing anyway. I was using them. Remember, I rolled precision attack, and I rolled a 1, and
If you
it
want-
did. Remember that?
I remember you using them for the
I
pixies.
missed on that. I gained advantage when I tried to opportunity attack once and I missed. I just been using them, but I've been missing. It happens. I got him
Damn.
with the fire. Shit.
All right. Well, unfortunately, he's not on fire, and that does not hit.
Yeah, I missed.
Gideon, you are going to stand there. It is that's dead dryad boy.
But I have a
Zombie.
question, though. What's his? 11 wouldn't hit him. You saying right?
11 is his AC. It's
Yeah.
-5, isn't it? Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
you hit. You hit. You hit.
Right?
Yes, sir. You hit.
Get him.
I bet.
Its AC is 11, man. 11 points of
18
damage.
20.
No,
21. 21 plus the sword's still on fire this round, right?
Oh yeah, roll a d8 too for the sword for the fire.
Wow.
We were waiting for it to work out. We knew it would work out well.
How do you want to do this?
All right, so I see the rats are teeming all over this thing. So I take careful aim and I thrust the flaming sword into its mass. And I just see the rats sort of jumping off it like they're abandoning ship.
Yeah, the rats jump off and it's their bending ship. As you slide your sword forward, you just see almost like a puff of a flame ball just fall up into the sky or into the air. Dab and Richter, as you're looking at this, you basically just see a giant plume of fire fill the cave and then go and dissipate away. And this thing is nowhere to be seen. That is a dead dryad. As you do this, all of a sudden you both hear just this massive whinny that you're all very familiar with, and you start hearing some clops of feet on the ground. You guys have time to do one action.
Let's get the fuck out of this cave, mate. I'd much rather face this thing outside of its home.
That'll be a good idea. Says the rats. So yeah, if I get one action, I'm changing back to fucking Pino. And
I'm using that
I pull
Arcana.
my totem.
I'm using
I
that
want to
Arcana
use my
check.
action to get the fuck out of this cave.
And that Arcana check that I did to tell the zombie to use his action to dash out to us.
Okay, he's got 40 feet, so he's out with you. Pino, are you running all the way out too? Okay. So all of a sudden you hear some clops and clops and clops, and as you do that, you see this massive, like it looks almost the size of a warhorse with a long pointed horn on the front of its head come barreling out of the cave. And it's going to run directly out in the nearest person. So I want you to be very careful who would be around this. I assume that you would all know that something's coming out of that cave.
I would not stand in the front, as hurt as I am.
Who is anywhere?
Dab would have been as far away as possible because that's just his
Well,
nature.
Dab, you can be. Go ahead. You have the option. I mean, technically, you could be on the other side of this. I think you get 40 feet, so you could be over here if you wanted to. All right, Dab's fucked off.
Yeah.
Richter, where are you gonna stand? I'm assuming the zombies there just as sacrifice.
Pretty much,
Oh,
yeah.
please.
He's cannon fodder.
Richter, where are you sitting, bud? There you go. Okay. Pino, that's where you're gonna sit because you were well inside the cave. This thing is gonna come out.
Is that the horned beast, Potato, or whatever his name is?
Potato.
Fucking potato. I love that.
What's his name?
It's Papout. P-A-P-A-U-T, not potato.
Potato Papout.
Potato Papout.
I like the sound of that, man. Potato.
Oh, man. You can't tell me this guy isn't a dad, man. Holy. Just dad jokes left, right, and center. All right, so this thing's going to come out, and basically like a bull that just saw red, it is going to go right after the zombie and completely impale it with its horn. It's coming in with a horn attack. So it gets to 16. I'll hit it. Oh, man, I forgot to do the damage thing again. All right. Never was. Oh.
Hey!
For fuck's sakes, you cannot kill this. So right now, like, I want to point this out. When it hits the horn, it actually maintains. So it's sitting on top of this creature right now, and it's sort of come back to life. It's going to throw it back down and then basically stomp on its head with its hooves. It takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage. So go ahead and roll another one.
And it's still alive.
This thing is fucking endless, bro.
You cannot kill this thing, man. Holy shit. So it's just stomping, and this thing's head is getting crushed
name
in.
him, yo. Name him, man. He deserves a name, yo.
His name's Boris.
I named him Rufus the stunt zombie.
Yeah, Rufus the stunt zombie's good.
All right, so that's going to conclude the unicorn's turn. Dab, you are up. You see this massive creature that you've never seen before in your entire life, and you thought they were only things of legend. But this thing just comes trotting out.
I'm gonna cast Chill Touch. Was a 19 hit
Yes, a 19 hits.
for 5 necrotic damage.
5 points of necrotic damage. This hand reaches out, grabs onto the unicorn. You just hear this massive, and it pulls back. You manage to grab it just under the chest. 5 points of chilling damage, and it can't heal. Pino, given your understanding of unicorns, you have a decent understanding. You know that one of the main things that makes unicorns extremely difficult to kill is that they have such amazing healing ability. So they have the ability to actually heal themselves by full amounts, multiple or a couple times a day. So you have the opportunity during your turn to communicate that to the rest of your team as well. Yes. Richter, it is your turn, my friend.
I wish I knew what I knew before we started battle.
Did anybody else just see what Richter
decided? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So the only unfortunate part about this is, Richter, this is not a beast. This is considered a celestial being. This is not actually a creature of any kind.
So basically, it doesn't want to be friends with me.
No, so it turns to you and just sort of puts down its horn, and then like trots. So you've gotten its attention at this point.
Oh, I didn't know that I couldn't do it. Okay, so I will use my bonus action to use, I guess, Healing Word on Gideon again.
Oh, gracias, mate. Truly are saints in some other lifetime.
All right. At which point you're just going to hear...
What do I get?
7.
7 points of healing.
Thank you, fellas.
And for the rest of my turn, I'm going to move back here.
All right, I'm going to sort these now by descending and go right after Richter, which would be the unicorn's turn. Oh, no, the unicorn's already gone, so I'm going to say, Pino, you have not gone yet, have you?
Nope.
All right, go for it. I like this order now.
So, I'm going to throw up a totem as my bonus action. Right, fuck it, right there. That's totem of the unicorn this time.
There's irony.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say, spirit persist for 1 minute. Until
Basically, get advantage on ability checks made to detect the unicorn featured in the spirit's aura. In addition, if I cast a healing spell, everybody in the aura that I choose gets my druid level in healing, so 3.
Woo! There you go.
So that's my bonus action, and for an action, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Which is 5 plus your druid level, right?
So yeah, so it gives me 5 plus 3 is 8, and it's going to give Gideon 3.
Thank you, brother.
Gideon.
Isn't
it going to give...
I am Gideon because I keep getting my ass beat to protect you, dumbasses.
Oh, technically the zombie goes up too. He gets to heal, man.
That's true.
Can the zombie heal? Because if he can, he gets 3 too.
Can zombies heal? Dab, if you can look that up for me real quick. I feel like
I can't see why they wouldn't. It's whatever you
Undead
select.
fortitude.
Why is
Picture
it
that.
on a 4 now?
Zombies, man.
He's been living at 1 for the longest time.
It doesn't say he doesn't gain HP.
All right, so he
That's-
goes up
that's
to 4
odd.
health.
That
Oh,
one's
he's
so
just
odd.
an undead creature. All right, so Gideon, unfortunately, this is I had to slip in the or the unicorn somewhere. I wanted to sort of be even, so he's going to go next. So the first person he eyed was Richter, who decided to run off. He's going to basically take a beat. Actually, sorry, no. That zombie is still alive directly in front of him, and it just got right back up. So it's still rather pissed off at that fact. So it is going to... Yeah, it's going to go after it again with its horn. Or, sorry, it's going to go with its hooves. Well, no, now it's going to go with its horn. 8 does not hit.
Nat 1.
All right, so it does not hit. It's going to dig its horn into the... All of a sudden, it's going to go to hit the zombie and basically stab it on the ground. It's going to dig its horn into the ground, and all of a sudden, its horn is stuck. It's going to use its second action to basically... Its multi-attack, its second action to just pull its horn out of the ground, but not allowing it to make that second attack on the zombie. It is then going to try and run off in this direction. Right, Pino, this is your totem, right?
That's just the aura, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to just put a line on it. It's going to move in this direction. It has 50 feet of movement, so it's got a pretty significant amount of movement. It's going to run right up on Richter here. And you get an attack of opportunity. Your sword is still on fire, Gideon, so it has 1d8 extra.
Give me a second. I want you to see something.
Okay. All right, well, go for it.
Okay. Okay, so all of a sudden it's understood in D&D that we always carrying around these packs with our survival shit. So I just throw my pack on the ground, but I pull off of it a rope.
Okay.
So,
so I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull my rope off my pouch, and then I'm gonna come up behind this thing here, maybe here, and I'm gonna try to.
Do you want an attack of opportunity? Do you want an attack of opportunity or no?
Oh, I'm sorry. I get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, it ran right past you.
It's not your turn.
Oh, okay, bet. Then I'm gonna chop with my sword then first.
Yeah, and Dab, you get one as well.
Oh, my fault. I didn't know about that. Okay.
I thought you were using your attack of opportunity to try and catch it on the horn as it ran by you.
Oh, with the rope?
Yeah.
That actually sounds a lot doper.
All right, zombie.
All right, why not? Let me take out the rope, and as it goes by, I'll try to hit him with it. I try to.
So zombie manages to hit. So go ahead and roll for attack, Dab. So 4 points of damage isn't nothing.
5.
He takes
Zombie.
He takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage as the zombie sort of hits it in the ass. As it's running by, Gideon sort of throws out this lasso and throws it in front of its horn. Gideon, make a dexterity check. You're looking for over 15 to just try and see if you can lasso it. Then you're going to have to make a strength check to see if you can hold on to a full-size fucking unicorn and you can hold that rope. So you manage to get the dex save. So all of a sudden you throw this rope. Now there's a rope hanging off the horn, the front horn of this massive creature. Now make a strength save, DC 15, to see if you can hold on to this thing.
I think I get advantage on strength save.
Strength check, sorry, not save.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second.
The totem of the bear is not up, unfortunately.
Ah, that's what it was that time. Okay, so yeah, and this is a check.
Yeah, it's a check.
Okay.
So sadly, you do not have it. So you managed to get this rope around its head, but as you hold on to it, it just burns onto your hands and flies out of it. That'll be your attack of opportunity. Now you actually have your turn.
Okay. Yo, the rope was pulling away from me. Yo, I want to try to grab it and stop it again.
Okay, so you're going to try and run forward. The unicorn has ran right up on Richter and is basically going to go attack Richter. So you do have it standing still now. You can grab that rope. You just got to decide what you want to do with it. I mean, it's going to be a lot of strength to try and sort of lead this thing in a different way.
True.
What are you trying to do with that?
Do I have advantage?
Definitely not. I mean, you're not attacking it in any way. You're trying to reef its head some way. You got to tell me what you're trying to do first. If you're trying to attack it, then
no,
yes,
I'm
you do
not
have
gonna
advantage.
pick up the rope, though. If he's just standing still and Richter's in danger, I'm definitely just going to attack him to distract
Then
him.
yes,
from
you do have advantage. Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna attack him. I'm gonna use grab. Actually, I'm not gonna use anything. I'm just gonna attack him with advantage. Let me just get a hit.
As it served you well in the past so far. So
No. This is not enough
so
for-
13 will hit.
Oh, 13 hits? Wow,
Oh
his
yeah,
AC is low.
he's got his AC is 12, so
Oh,
it's only a
that's-
horse, man.
That tough horse hide. Well, he is a celestial being.
Crazy monster.
It has some abilities that'll help it, but no, right now it's just got a horse. It's just that.
Okay, so bet then I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit him with my sword. Is it still on fire?
Horse.
It is. Your sword is still on fire. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just hit him with the sword. Let me Oh, and I rolled a strength check instead of an attack. So that was so weird. I thought I was swinging my sword, but I was still in the strength check. Should I swing again, or does this hit, or no?
What?
I made a mistake. I thought I was swinging my sword, but I did the strength check again.
Swing
See?
your sword.
All right.
Well, that's not going to be much different, is it? When you swing your sword, it's using your strength.
It's not.
It's with advantage, though. It's with advantage.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, no, the sword's a +5 and the strength check's +3.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I'm going to take the sword anyways. Doesn't matter, 22. That's fine. So go ahead and roll for attack, and then add a D8 to your die. I think this will be the last turn that your sword is aflame, though.
Yeah, and I figured as much. Okay, so 11, and I add a D8. Oh, 15. That ain't bad, right?
I'm going to take the first roll for the damage, which is 14 points of slashing damage plus 4, so it's 18 points of slashing damage as you basically slice across the hindquarter of this creature. It's sort of, you see it like almost when you see a horse's hind legs shiver or quiver when it brushes off flies. You see the hind leg just sort of quiver as your sword, your fiery sword blade goes through it. Not insignificant. I mean, these creatures don't have a hell of a lot of health, but they just have a hell of a lot of power. But as you finish your swipe, all the alcohol sort of flies off the edge of your blade. Your blade no longer ablaze. That'll conclude your turn unless you're moving somewhere.
I'm not. I'm going to action surge, and I'm going to hit him again.
Okay.
Great sword. Advantage.
$19 will hit. Go ahead and roll for attack. 7 points of slashing damage is not insignificant. As another slash goes across its hindquarters. That will conclude your turn now. Zombie, you are up. It'll do what you say.
It'll end its turn there.
I know you're an undead, brainless zombie freak, but you can quite a fighter.
Why will it end its turn there? It's got 20 feet of movement.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's got
Probably
advantage too.
my
Oh,
doesn't
never
it?
mind. You're right. That was 30 feet. You're right.
Yeah.
Anything here.
All right. So that's where it's going to end its turn. Dab, you are up.
I'm gonna jump out from behind my rock. Cast Chill Touch again.
Okay. Roll for an attack.
15
That one
made
hits.
it
So chill touch once again.
for another
That's
8
gonna- that's
necrotic
gonna hurt
damage.
it. Another 8 necrotic damage as the hand comes out. This thing is definitely, you're starting to see this black ichor come around from its wounds. Richter, you are up.
I'm just gonna use my short sword since I have advantage and I get a double weapon attack.
Yep.
first
So
one does
21 definitely hits. 7 points of slashing damage for the first one. $22 will hit for another 4 points of slashing damage for the second one as you just basically work to eviscerate this thing. Is that going to be your turn?
Yes, sir.
All right, so this one, the unicorn is now going to rear around. It is going to... All of a sudden, the unicorn just completely disappears, and it pops back out right at the mouth of the cave. It has used teleport.
It's so stupid.
That will be its action. Then it is going to make a legendary action to get up after Gideon from behind. It's going to use its legendary action to make one hoof attack. I don't know why it rolled die, but it didn't fucking do anything. So I'm going to make a hoof attack on Gideon. Gideon does a 16 hit.
The 16 just hits, yes.
All right, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing just reels back and then beats you down with its hooves.
I'm gonna use cutting words on the damage throw after.
Okay, so on the 10?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll your... Wow,
Oh,
down
good
to 4
shit.
points.
Thank you, bro.
Down to
Let's
4
go.
points of bludgeoning damage as the hands come down you, and you basically a couple of... so what are you saying to him?
I'm gonna say fuck off, you horny bastard.
All
Right
right,
after he
that'll
runs up on Al, because he teleports, puts his little forehead problem right towards Al, runs up to him from behind. We can't have all that. We're men, you know? You tell him, get out
That's
of here,
gonna
you kinky beast.
That's going to conclude his turn. It's Pino's turn now.
Okay, so sure. Bonus action, second level spell, healing spirit. I'm going to
Woo!
put that one.
So many spirit beasts.
I'm gonna put that
1d6 hit
one.
points.
Yeah, we gotta touch it.
What is that?
It's a healing spirit. Spirit. Tell you the one plus your
Well,
spell.
Can't heal the undead, by the way.
No. What is my modifier?
But it's a spirit, so it's undead healing.
What do you use to cast your spell?
Yeah, what's your spellcasting modifier?
It's I can do it 4 times. It's plus 2.
All right, so it'll be 4 turns it's around, and you can use your bonus action to move it.
Yeah, actually, people can move into the space of it and catch the healing themselves.
That as well. Now, I can only do it 4 times, right? So it can't. Yeah. Okay. All right, and it only heals one person at a time.
Basically, yeah. So I'm gonna
Okay.
put it on Gideon's space.
Okay. So Gideon, you go up by 1d6.
So 1d6, 4
Gideon, you go up by 4.
plus 3 for the spirit.
Plus 3 for
I
the
get
spirit.
3.
Oh, I'm at 24 health again. Let's fucking go.
And you say the zombie can't get the 3 healing?
No.
Okay,
Oh, the
so
3 healing, yes, but it didn't get healed, right? So,
no. He gets
Oh,
the
it's
3
when you
healing from the
heal.
totem.
Yeah, but you're right, and it's when you heal that everybody else gets it. So yes, then it's the zombie's at 7 right now.
Richter gets it too.
No, he's not in the. He's not in the
He's
square.
not in the, he's
Oh.
not in the square.
I'm gonna shout, Gideon, get off that so you can keep getting it because you got to bounce in and out. I
I'm
think. Or as in get out of the way so somebody else can use it.
Oh yeah, I will. Right into my turn.
Yeah, cantrip then.
That was just
Action
the bonus
cantrip,
action.
produce flame.
All right, shooting in the ass.
So I can get back on the right page.
21 will hit. 4 points of fire damage to the ass end of this creature. You guys are making a fool of this unicorn. Gideon, you are up, my friend.
Wait a minute, don't we have like Molotovs or something? No.
This is fucking Grand Theft Auto.
Sorry, different game.
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
We do have
D&D.
we do have them.
You have
No,
a giant cask of ale.
We were fighting undead. Okay. Wrong channel. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to.
Wait, don't we have the
use my-
satellite lasers?
Airstrike?
It's called the Hammer of Dawn. Thanks. You imagine that shit would desecrate D&D. We do got the Hammer of Dawn. It's called Moonbeam.
I've been restraining myself.
Hold it back.
All right, so do I have it? No, I don't have advantage at all, right?
Nope.
Got you. Okay. I'm still gonna hit him though. I'm gonna try to chop him with my great sword. It's no longer on fire, but I'm still awesome, so it'll still be cool. Gideon's a gambler. I'm gonna use Great Weapon Master on this one.
You don't get advantage, by the way.
I know. I'm taking my
Okay.
shot.
All right.
And nice
Great.
suck.
Not great. All right, that'll conclude your turn. Zombie boy. Dab just doesn't even talk anymore. He just rolls the Arcana check, then rolls the slam attack. Man,
D&D's not a game of talking.
apparently. Fuck roleplay. All right, move your zombie into pose-ish. There you go.
Oh, nat 20 on the zombie.
Oh, man,
That
Rufus
zombie
is
is a-
kicking ass.
Rufus is a beast.
Oh, let's see what happens here. 5 plus 2?
7.
7 plus 2. Woo. All right, he comes down with a slam attack on the unicorn. Manages to hit it, and its side, collapses in the ribs. That'll conclude its turn. Dab, you are up. "24 hits.
Which is the
5
real
damage.
Pino?
This thing is wavering at this point. The one marked in yellow.
Yeah,
Dab's up here.
That'll end
He's
my
fucked
turn.
off behind a rock.
But I'm stopping this thing from healing itself. That's why we've got it so far down in health.
That's exactly right. All of a sudden, you guys hear this massive just as you see running from the mouth of the cave, this clad in armor, humanoid person with sort of like ornate armor and this massive sword sitting above his head. He runs out and he basically takes his best swipe at the back of this creature. You all recognize this. Oh, for God's sakes. Let me just get it. You all recognize this as Ganja as he runs out and he's going to make a great sword attack on the back of this creature. He runs out right side by side, looks Gideon in the eyes, and bear with me here. I want to see what he has. He is going to divine smite the living shit out of this thing too. But first, I want to see what spells he has. It's a 2nd level spell.
healing.
Yeah, he could use it.
Ah, smite the shit
He
out of
doesn't
him.
need to. Yeah, he's gonna divine smite the living shit out of this thing. So he's just gonna run up from behind it and cast divine smite. Sorry, so when you hit a creature with a melee weapon. So first, it's just gonna make a melee weapon attack. So he's gonna make his long sword attack, 2-handed. That will hit. He's gonna roll the damage. Why won't it roll damage for me? How do I roll the damage? Fine, 1d10 plus 3 is what it is. All right, so he's going to roll for that damage. And then he is going to cast Divine Smite. Which, oh, no, that's Divine Sense. I don't want that. I want Divine Smite. You can expend one spell slot and deal radiant damage to the target. In addition to the weapons, you do an extra 2d8. So it's going to do an extra 2d8 damage. So on top of the 9 damage he did, he does an extra 15 damage. As he comes down on this creature, he just basically runs out with all anger in his eyes. You see his eyes are blackened over. He comes and swings at this creature, cleaving at the back half of it. He manages to cut a massive gash in the back corner of this animal. It falters. The second one comes around. He hits it again in the back, this time splitting the actual spine almost in half. It breaks the back of the unicorn. It falls to the ground, falling over. This unicorn is dead. An amazing feat for a crew of bandits such as yourself, especially considering the unicorns are celestial beings. This thing is down.
Good shit. The back's broken. It's not bleeding out, I hope.
It is starting to bleed right now as we speak. Yes, it's bleeding quite profusely from that gap.
I'm going to attempt to sew up the hole so it stops bleeding.
Go ahead and make a medicine check. I believe technically Dab would be the best man for that because Dab still has Mary Jade's fern in his body from consuming a large amount of it before.
Can I not smoke it for him?
You certainly can.
Smoke as I work. Smoking.
All right, so you puff on your pipe with Mary Jade's fern inside. You go to suture up this animal. It's got a lot, so you're looking for a 15 or higher to try and suture up this animal.
I'm not trying to revive it. I just want to keep the blood.
Yeah, well, keep in mind that blood gets rancid fairly quickly after death, so you need to find a way to harvest it very quickly.
Okay, well, 24.
All right, so 24, you managed to sew up the wounds. You've managed to stop the bleeding for now. It leaks in several areas, nothing more than much like a nosebleed. But like I said, you have roughly around 2 hours worth of time before that blood starts to get rancid within the body. But so you need to bottle it in some way, shape, or form. Make a nature check, Pino.
Do we not have a jar holding?
No.
No, it's a bag.
Or...
And you don't have a bag of holding either.
No, we have something. There was a robe that you gave us. Was it a robe? No, maybe it
I
wasn't
think
you.
you're thinking a different
The
campaign.
robe was the other campaign. I thought you gave us something, but you're probably right.
Nope.
No, we need bottles anyway. So your flask, everybody has a flask.
Everyone's got a flask. Most of you, I'm assuming, kept the glass bottles from all of your health potions, so I don't know if you're going to keep track of how many you did there.
I also have
There was
flask.
at least 7. What am I making? What kind of check?
I would think you have water sacks and shit. Are we really gonna carry this shit all the way back?
You're
Blood is
making
worth
a,
money.
Isn't our wagon somewhere near here?
you're making a nature, or so you're making a survival check. So what are you doing right now? Sorry.
I don't know. You asked me to make a check.
Oh, I thought you were harvesting blood at this point.
Well, yeah, we might as well start
How to do this?
because it's going to go bad in 2 hours if we don't bottle it.
Oh, 2 hours. Got you. Oh, what can I do to help you?
Just give me your flask.
Got
Anything
you.
that's got a lid on it.
All right. So how are you harvesting this? So you know the best place to obviously harvest blood from a unicorn would be the carotid, right under its neck. It's the easiest place to get access to, and it will be the one place that will provide you the most flow.
So you say, I'm going to need all your old potion bottles and a hand. Just one hand.
So you managed to gather up. There's 5 of you, 5 of the flasks, so 7 plus 5. You're looking at something like 12 bottles, 12 glass bottles, or 12 containers of unicorn blood. So for each one, you're going to have to make a survival check. So to speed this along, I'll say for every 2, you make a survival check.
Okay, so basically what I wanted to do is, like, I probably don't even need to prop it up, so I won't do that, but I just want to poke a hole in it and use Gideon's hand, his thumb, to shove in the hole to stop the bleeding for when I'm not filling up.
Okay. So you'll get the most efficient amount of blood out of it. You'll get all 12 vials. It's just whether or not you're a steady hand or whatnot. So go ahead and make your first survival check. And really, the ranger could technically help him out here. So the first check succeeds. So you manage to fill 2 bottles without issue. Richter, you notice that this is going on. You can run over and provide him assistance if you like.
Maybe a little inspiration.
He gets it as advantage if he helps him.
Okay, fine.
You don't have to cast anything. You literally just have to go over there. So Richter comes along and sort of helps you start to steady things out. You go for your next 2 bottles. Make another survival check. So that one will not pass. So you all of a sudden those 2 bottles, as you go to put them down, they sort of shatter off to the side. So you're down 2 bottles at this point. You have another 2 bottles to go. Go ahead and make your next survival check. You're looking for a 15. Come on. Like, you're filling bottles. You know what? I'll give it a 12 because I think, honestly,
seems like pretty high to fill a bottle out of an animal that is bleeding profusely.
I'll make it a 12 then.
Sweet.
I think that's a reasonable. So your next 2 bottles go out without a hitch. A little bit of a hitch. You sort of spill around yourself. So you've got 4 bottles successfully. Go ahead for your next 2. You're looking for 12. We'll set it at 12. There's the next 2. So now you've got 6 in total. Go ahead for your next 2. 20. So there's another 2. So now you've got 8 in total. Go for your next 2. 14 or 21 will get it regardless. So that's 10 in your possession, and I believe that is it. So you now have 10 vials or 10 bottles of unicorn blood.
And I carefully remove the head of the unicorn back by the neck, so it's the whole head, so that maybe somebody with better knowledge of removing unicorn horn will be able to take it without damaging it whatsoever.
Okay. You crudely managed to basically decapitate this unicorn. It's very rough. It's ugly, but it's off, and the unicorn head is intact. Now this thing is huge for a 3-foot gnome. You cannot carry.
I wasn't
this
carrying it. I was just cutting it off while he was trying to drain it.
So you have to like hop up on top of it and like saw with both hands around.
I'm in there with my little dagger, just getting at it like cleaning a fish surgically.
What? Why don't you let me help you? You're good with some things. Maybe sit in.
I just cut its head off. Head's off. You already said it was good.
So
I got her off.
so
Somebody else gonna carry
the head
this
sort of
fucking
rolls
thing.
off to the side. The head sort of rolls off to the side. The head weighs, with the full head of this thing, it probably weighs about 60 pounds, that head.
Can I look at the horn and see?
Skin the skull? You don't want to skin it?
I want to just take the horn. We only need the horn. The head is just a horse head.
Has to be removed properly though, or else it loses a lot of value.
Would I know how to do that?
You can certainly try. It's a survival check of, I believe, let me check. Survival check is 16.
What would I know? Okay.
You would know how to do it. I mean, but it's a survival check of 16.
Has anybody got better survival than +5?
Or we could just take the full head and be guaranteed our money.
So as you guys are saying this, you just hear a low mumble like, guys, I can't believe you guys came back.
As Ganja started speaking, I'm pulling out some rope and I'm attempting to lash the head to Dab's back.
Your rope, basically the entire head encompasses Dab. He goes to pull it once and just falls over.
Yeah, I ain't moved that shit nowhere.
Stand up, mate. You got this. Oh.
At which point you hear Ganja just sort of whisper, guys, they've got so much inside that cave that's valuable. I still can't believe we managed to kill this thing. I've seen so many people come in and they kept hitting it and it just kept healing. How did you do it?
I leave the head attached to Dab. I leave the head attached to Dab and start walking in the cave.
So Dab, you currently have a head
there's
tied
no way
to
I'm
your
letting
back.
him tie a fucking thing to me.
Well, so he ties it on you. You manage to very quickly.
Shouldn't we take a
undo
chance?
it.
cut the horn out, man.
Hey, you guys want to try to? I'm not. I just want to get full market value, and want
Okay.
a hack.
Let's leave the head for now. The horn is not going to deteriorate. Let's check out this cave before some other fucking unicorn comes and steals our shit.
Okay, I'll with that.
So, Gab, you managed to sort of wiggle your way out of the bonds that Pino's put onto you. Everybody else joins you in the searching of the cave. Dab sort of running both feet as fast as he possibly can to get caught up with you, Pino. You guys see chests in almost every single corner, and you actually see a humanoid figure that's turned into a skeleton form with a gorgeous, ornate piece of armor on it. As you walk in, Gideon, you recognize, you know good armor when you look at it, and Ganja walks in as well and goes, that's some pretty cool stuff there. Gideon, I think you should take that.
I walk over to it and look at it more closely.
So Gideon, you look at it and you recognize this as armor of resistance, and it is so what's your current armor do? How many pluses does it give you?
I think it just gives me I think it's just regular armor. It's chainmail, that's it.
Oh, we lost that's fine. So chainmail is an AC of 16, so this is...
Yeah.
All right. So you look at this, and this is the armor of resistance. So it has an AC of 18, but also you have one resistance to one type of damage that you have to roll for.
Oh, shit.
So to roll
18
that...
AC, that's big.
Which piece of the armor is it?
What? Sorry.
Is it like the breastplate or what?
Yeah, it's basically it's an encompassing, like, because that's made of chainmail and like what you're looking at. So I just put it into your journals, everybody, but I'll also show it to you.
Oh, okay.
So the armor of resistance is AC 18. So sorry, AC 17, not AC 18, because chainmail's AC 16. So wait, do you not have anything else? Yeah, I guess not, eh?
Nah.
So sorry, that is AC 17.
What would be your... Is this medium armor?
This would be considered heavy armor. I'm trying to find out the armor lists here. Give me 1 second.
Heavy splint is 17, plate is 18, chainmail is 16, ring
So I'd
mail
say
is
this is
14.
heavy splint.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, splint is 17. I see it. I got it.
Yeah, so light armor, yeah, scale mail, breastplate is 14. Yeah, splint mail. Yeah, so this would be considered splint mail. However, you go ahead and roll a d10, and I will tell you what your... I can find the darn thing here.
I got it up in front of me if you want. 1's 2's cold, 3's fire, 4's force, 5's lightning, 6 is necrotic, 7 poison, 8 psychic, 9 radiant, 10 thunder.
What he said.
What is the die roll?
D10.
Okay.
Armor looks fucking awesome.
So go ahead and roll a d10. We'll find out what resistance you get.
Should be made as light armor.
It's only one time? Or I do it every time?
You do it one time.
Okay, okay. And I roll a d10, right, you said?
Yep. So you have acid resistance.
Terrible.
And you know
Need to
what's
fight
so
that.
funny? The version of the armor that they have in here is the armor of acid resistance. That's crazy. The one that I added to my sheet just now, before I even said any of this stuff, is the armor of acid resistance.
There we go.
Funny.
So that is acid resistant. So that is acid resistant armor. So as you guys look around, there is treasure abound and plenty of it. You look inside of inside of several of the chests. You notice there is a tiny jeweled box. Oh wow, there's a lot here.
I snag it before Dab can.
So you jump in and you see all of this that tiny jeweled box. You snag it before Dab can. You see you in total. So this is in total. You grab a total of about 150 gold pieces and about 1,000 copper pieces.
1,000 copper.
Yeah.
Any weapons around?
Nothing that you can tell in terms of weaponry. Generally, like you see a bunch of broken crossbows on the ground and things of that nature, but nothing, anything bigger than that.
Okay.
And in addition to that, you find a polished stone figurine of a rat. You find a couple different bracelets that have a decent amount of value, so 2 bracelets. You find
a rat.
Yeah, you find a scroll. So Dab, make an Arcana check real quick. Wasn't a high DC. So Dab, you recognize this is a scroll of invisibility again. So it's very similar to the one you saw before. So you grab a scroll of invisibility.
Can I get Dab to do a Arcana check on my figurine?
Yeah. Here, Dab is extremely certain that figurine has no magical value.
That sucks.
And then finally, you find one more scroll. You find one more one more scroll around of this in the wreckage. It is a scroll of teleport, or a scroll of teleportation, and then finally you find a beautifully ornate jug. And Dab, one more time, I need you to make an Arcana check.
Damn, I just knew I was gonna be the pirate who control rats.
Damn it, Dab. Dab looks it looks like a normal jug. Just looks ornate, looks very old, but you just think it's a pretty jug.
Thing there, man.
Can I look inside the jug?
Yeah, can I do an Arcana check on the jug?
Yeah, you guys can try an Arcana check.
Getting killed.
Why not?
Oh! All right, so you, Gideon. So this is absolutely hilarious. Dab is looking over this jug. You know him as the magical expert, and he looks to you and goes, "No, no value at all. It's just this pretty jug." You look at it and go, "Are you sure, Dab?" And Dab just goes, "Yeah, there's nothing there." And he goes, "Well, I happen to know, and you know this to be an alchemy jug. An alchemy jug has the ability to fit a massive amounts of different types of liquids. So I will leave you guys to look up what an alchemy jug is and exactly what it holds. But for instance, it can hold up to 4 gallons of beer, or a ½ ounce of basic poison, or 8 ounces of acid. So the ceramic jug appears to be hold a gallon of liquid.
Is this your take on an alchemy jug?
No, this is an alchemy jug.
I thought it produced.
This is a jug for
Sorry,
magic.
my apologies. My apologies. You are right. This produces liquids.
Produces health
I'm so
potions
sorry.
too, doesn't it?
Basic. No, it does not. Let me check. Ceramic jug appears to hold a gallon of liquid and weighs 12 pounds, whether empty, full, or empty. Sloshing sounds can be heard from within the jug when it is shaken, even if the jug is empty. You can use an action and name one liquid from the table below, which I will give to you, or you guys can look up, from the table below to cause the jug to produce that chosen liquid. Afterward, you can uncork the jug as an action and pour that liquid out up to 2 gallons per minute. The maximum amount of liquid the jug can produce depends on the liquid you named. Once the jug starts producing a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more of that one that has reached its maximum until the next dawn.
Oh no, I'm gonna do this differently. Yo, when I take the jug from him, he says nothing. I say nothing, and I just put it in my pack.
Okay. All right.
So, would I have caught any of that working at all? Like with 13 Arcana check?
With a 13 Arcana check, no. It required at least a 15.
Okay. Have fun with your funny jug.
What about you did an Arcana check? What about that jewel box that you picked up there? What was so interesting about that?
It had jewels on it, and I know how Dab likes his jewels. I just didn't want to do it first.
On the second thought, man, I have nothing to say at all.
All right, so
I look at it.
Al, you should have the Gideon, you should have the alchemy jug in your journal now, and I'm actually only going to show it to allow it to be in Gideon's journal for now.
Got you.
That is a special little piece, I'll tell you that. So that will conclude all of the treasure hoard that you managed to find. Pretty badass haul. You have a headless unicorn sitting in the forest outside, and that will, I think, conclude our session for tonight.
Yeah.
So
alrighty.
thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Jared, for another good session. That was episode 13 of the Lost.
Really good job, bro.
Episode 13 of the Lost Mines of Phandelver. And we'll be back hopefully Wednesday with next episode of the Curse of Strahd with Bacon. And then Fan Friday, Pino's cooking up a match, and we've got a new fan for this Friday. And we'll be rocking a new Fan Friday. All of these take place at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again to Jared for hosting for tonight. And thanks to all of you guys for watching. Have a good night.
Happy dungeoning, folks.